is Adelaide's FIVEaa.
A shower or two in 15 today with the 6 o'clock news. I'm Mel Usher.
Trust Physio Extra. Norwood, Pirie Street, Marion, Hallicove, Seaford and Victor Harbour. physioextra.com.
Victoria is back in lockdown this morning, just 9 days since the last one ended. Nine's Christy Sullivan reports.
Victorians can only leave their homes for 5 reasons: essential shopping, 2 hours exercise, care or caregiving, work or education if you can't do it from home, or to get vaccinated. A 5-kilometre travel limit also applies. Retail, schools and gyms are closed, and hospitality returns to takeaway only. Face masks remain mandatory outside the home, both indoors and outdoors. It comes as the state recorded 8 locally acquired coronavirus cases, with the source of 5 of them currently unknown. The stay-at-home measures are expected to last for at least 7 days.
Hundreds of anti-lockdown protesters descended on Melbourne's CBD overnight, just hours after Victoria entered lockdown number 6. Pepper spray was used on the crowd. At least 15 people were arrested. The Hunter and Upper Hunter regions of New South Wales have been sent into lockdown after Sydney's COVID outbreak spread north. Meantime, New South Wales had its deadliest day of the outbreak yesterday with 5 deaths. Health authorities in Queensland are cautiously optimistic stay-at-home restrictions will lift in the state's southeast on Sunday. 16 new local cases of coronavirus were recorded yesterday. 4 were in the community while infectious. The Olympic host city has recorded the highest daily case numbers since the start of the pandemic. More than 5,000 people in Tokyo have tested positive in the space of 24 hours. The founder of Hillsong has vowed to return to Australia to clear his name after being charged for allegedly concealing child sex abuse by his late father. Nine's US correspondent Alison Petrowski reports.
In a statement, Brian Houston says these charges come as a shock to me given how transparent I've always been about the matter. I vehemently profess my innocence and will defend these charges, and I welcome the opportunity to set the record straight. The charges come after a 2-year investigation by New South Wales Police into allegations that Houston failed to report the alleged abuse of a boy in the 1970s. He will be required to appear at the Downing Centre on October 5. Houston has been based in the United States for several months after being granted an exemption to leave Australia. He's recently hosted various church services in California and in Mexico.
A new spring festival series is set to fill the gap left by the scrapped Adelaide 500. 4 new events and a motorsport festival have been announced. Tourism SA's Hitaf Rashid says it'll boost visitation and spending across the state.
When the SATC board made the decision not to continue with the Adelaide 500, we talked about more events more often across the calendar of events, creating jobs for South Australians. And so this is part of that. It's not the whole story. I truly hope in 10 years' time we're looking at events like Harvest Rock and the Bross Contemporary, and they are iconic events for South Australia.
Now to FIVEaa Sport.
Who loves South Australia as much as you do? Fluorio Milk Company. South Australian and proud of it.
And it's good morning to Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Mel. Some breaking news. The man widely regarded as the best football player of all time, Lionel Messi, is leaving Barcelona. The Spanish club says an agreement had been reached on a new deal, but league rules restrict the contract from being registered. To football now, and Adelaide will be without Taylor Walker for tomorrow night's showdown as the AFL investigation into an alleged racial slur continues. Riley Thilthorpe comes in to replace him, while Braden Cook will make his debut. The Power welcome back showdown specialist Robbie Gray from a knee injury. To the Olympics now, Australia has claimed its first athletics medal in Tokyo. Nine's Jordan Tunbridge reports.
No Australian had ever medalled in the Olympic decathlon until last night. Ash Maloney received bronze, setting a new national record of 8,649 points. The 21-year-old and youngest in the field stormed home with a 6-second personal best in the 1500. He was motivated by fellow Aussie and training partner Cedric Dubler, who sacrificed his own race to make him go quicker. Other highlights for Maloney across the 2-day event include wins in the high jump and 400, second in the 100 and third in the long jump.
It was a sensational result, and there was one game in the NRL overnight with the Newcastle Knights beating the Brisbane Broncos 28-20. And that's the FIVEaa Sport.
Now the FIVEaa forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
A shower or two for your Friday, 15. A light shower or two tomorrow, 15. Then up to 16 and cloudy on Sunday. Right now, it's 11 degrees. More news as it happens on FIVEaa.
Keep on running.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
6 after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Friday on 5AA Breakfast. Coming up on the program this morning, we're off to Tokyo. It was a bittersweet day yesterday, couple of golds, but our team's success turned out to be anything but yesterday. We struck out with our three sides. We'll talk about that. Then after 7 o'clock this morning, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens will join us on the deteriorating situations in Victoria and Queensland. And then a little bit later in the morning, Hamish Hartlett from the Port Adelaide Football Club. Ryan Fitzgerald will be on the show. But David, today is grand final day for the Undie drive for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. We start the day at $59,170. We actually got a nice trickling of donations over the last 24 hours. Hopefully it speaks to a bit of momentum because we've set a lofty goal. Let's put a 7 in front of it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get 11 grand this morning.
Yes, we can do that.
We've got 59,170. 11,000 more dollars gets us to that magical $70,000 mark. That means 35,000 for Catherine House, 35,000 for the Hutt Street Centre. It's all been supported magnificently by Edwardstown Mazda. And all you need to do is go to mycause.com.au/Undie drive and chip in. As we've been saying right throughout, you might be a business that can put in $1,000 or a couple of hundred, or you might be someone who's listening that can put in $10. And we've had so many of those smaller donations from a large number of people that it makes a massive difference. So don't ever think it's not worth the time, especially today when we close it off a little bit later today, just to take a couple of moments to go to that website and chuck in a couple of bucks. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, listeners. You've never been more right in your life, Will. This morning it is all about the underpants. It's all about the briefs, the jocks, the scruds, the budgie smugglers, the smalls, the brassiers, the slips, the 90s, you name it. How'd I go there?
That was pretty good. I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to see how long we could go for.
I'm slightly exhausted after that.
Yeah, that was good
Got to
stuff.
say, it's nice being back in slob mode. For those of you who are on the old live stream, watching on the Facebooker, big thanks to Peter Shearer for their very generous donation yesterday, which was obviously tied to Will and I getting tarted up in the excellent tuxes, a Gibson suit it was. That suit, $500 thereabouts.
Is that right?
Which I reckon is extremely good value.
Yeah, that's the thing they do. They're quality stuff, and it doesn't, relative to what some suits are in some places, and they're measuring up, so it's almost, they can do alterations, so it's effectively tailored. And compared to what it can be. It was.
And if you're like me, if you're lucky enough, you can just walk in and go,
You're a regular man.
I'm a regular man.
A regular man.
Just a regular guy.
David Penberthy, regular man.
What's irregular about you?
No, I'm pretty regular as well.
Yeah, I thought you were.
No, my
regular.
issue is this. I've got stupidly short legs.
Have you?
Yeah, I got really short legs.
I've never noticed
so
that
I always
before.
have to take the pants up.
Like a corgi.
I've got a long torso and short legs.
I've never noticed your legs.
I'm tough to push over.
Well, I guess it's one of the things about doing radio together. I tend not to get under the desk during the ad break to look at your legs.
Well, yeah.
Because that'd be strange.
I know there have been times I've worn shorts in. I thought, geez, a comment would be nice.
I'm going down there.
Nothing.
I'm going down there for a bit of a gander.
Nothing from your end of the desk.
Hello, what's going on down here?
Put in a bit of work. I'm doing calf races.
You can't
in the
do
gym.
that sort of stuff
Nothing.
anymore. That's why the HR department exists.
Yeah, but what a compliment occasionally wouldn't go astray.
Yeah, all right. I'll make more effort over the warmer months. Yeah, God, imagine waking up in Victoria today, though.
Oh.
There'd be like a kind of default position to it all, wouldn't there? Where you just go, okay, here we go again.
You know what was interesting? I can't even remember which TV service that did Voxy. So they walked around and just asked Melburnians with the lockdown how you feel. And to a person, the attitude was, they've been so bludgeoned by long, bad lockdowns. A short lockdown's actually, it doesn't seem to be an impertinence. They were going, oh, good, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. We'll do it short and we'll get it done. We won't, because for them, the threat is, it's not like our conversation is always, do we have a lockdown or no lockdown? For them, it's, do we have a 5-month lockdown or a 1 week lockdown?
Or a 1 week one, yeah.
That seems to be the equation over there. But that said, they did interview, the restaurant owner who said, Dan Andrews is killing my business.
Yeah.
So that was very much people who are office workers and others, but if you're a small business owner, it's a different equation. The thing I feel, and I wonder if other South Australians felt this watching it yesterday when Dan Andrews made the announcement, there is just this awful impending feeling and inevitability that we haven't had our last lockdown.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. I was out with mates last night, went to the Metro for beers beforehand, and then went to Wah Hing, our favourite Chinese place in Goodger Street. And the restaurant was packed within the existing limits. So it was every table that could have been filled under the 50% rule was filled, which was great. And Susanna said, well, thank God we're back. But she just said, well, but, for how long? And it was interesting, like with mates last night, we're all saying, because the last meal we had together was the Thursday night before you and I went on leave.
Yep.
So a week and a half before the 7-day lockdown. Well, 2.5 weeks before the 7-day lockdown. And all of us last night, one of us is a teacher, one of us is a lawyer, one of us works in the public service, and then there's me. And we're all just going, just feels like there's a sense of inevitability around it happening again.
And I don't think we had that, say, 3 months ago, predating the New South Wales outbreak. The idea that I think a lot of us allowed ourselves to entertain the idea that we'd had our last lockdown, that it was always, the path out was going to be linear.
Yeah.
But now it feels the exact opposite. Right now it feels, how many more could we have?
Yeah. It's interesting too, everyone's experience of it is different. I mean, one of my mates who was there last night, one of my very best friends, used to share a house with him. He's a teacher at the Theberton Senior College. So he spent 2 weeks doing hard home quarantine last year when he wasn't actually allowed to leave his room to have dinner with his wife and 2 daughters. And he got so bored. And at one point he thought, well, just to change the setting, I might pitch the tent in the backyard. So he camped for 3 nights in his own backyard at home in the western suburbs. And we were just talking about all the things that you most hate about the experience. And for him, that was one of the parts. And for us, it's like God, doing the radio show from home, that was so stressful. But the people at the absolute pointy end doing the heaviest of heavy lifting are those trying to make ends meet through their own business.
Yep.
The businesses that just automatically get shut down. And I'll repeat the point I made yesterday. It feels like there's 2 very different experiences of lockdown. There's the public sector experience of it and the private sector experience of it.
Yep, without a doubt. 13 after 6, we'll get into some news headlines featuring the situations to our east in just a moment. Then we'll wrap sport with Tom Wren, who's back on deck, and we're looking forward to that. After 6:30, we might get to some Undie drive-related stuff. Hoping to get to that $60,000 mark very soon. 70,000 is the ultimate goal this morning, but we're right now sitting at 59,000, tickle over 59,000, 59,120. $822 300 is the number. You can text us on the Telstra Storm Out Barker text line. News headlines in a moment.
How do you make the experience of buying a new Mazda even better? You choose Mawson Lakes Mazda and get your perfect pick. Mawson Lakes Mazda has a huge range in stock right now, so you can get the perfect model and the perfect colour. And will you get a good deal at Mawson Lakes Mazda too? Come in and see their demo deal clearance prices. All the models, all the colours. The only limit is time. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
The internet, it's worldwide and it's unstoppable. Or it was. You have the power to hit pause and give your family a break. If you've got kids, you probably also have a concern that they're spending too much time online. Trend Micro Device Security Ultimate gives parents the ability to set time limits across all devices, not just computers. It will work on gaming consoles, smart TVs, phones, or any other device that connects to the home network. Plus, Trend Micro will filter and protect your family from the parts of the internet you don't want in your home. Get into Harvey Norman now and ask for Richard's Special, the Trend Ultimate Device Bundle plus a year's subscription for just $129.
Check out these great offers at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Sold by McGain again.
And as you well know now, it's really important to get along to these open inspections because you could miss out.
And make sure you get along and support them. Buy a house off them too if you could, because they've tipped in very generously to the Undie Drive.
They certainly have.
So, they need to recoup some costs
Yes,
this week.
that's right. Dig deep.
So tomorrow from 11 to 11:30, catch up with Mike Dobbin and Sam Raven are opening 21 Thorns Lane, Brompton. This 2015 built townhouse is an investor's dream, featuring 3 bedrooms, an ensuite, modern kitchen, ducted heating and cooling, and private courtyard. It's currently tenanted until June 2022 for $500 a week. 479 to 499k.
That's a good arrangement. That'll almost
business.
cover the cost of your mortgage. Also tomorrow from 12:30 to 1 p.m, Mike Dobbin and Zoe Ball are opening Unit 6 at number 35, Burnham Road, Kingston Park. Oh, nice. This stunning beachside home overlooks the water. It includes a renovated kitchen and bathroom, 2 bedrooms, and a large open-plan living room taking full advantage of the views, plus a large balcony to relax and watch the sunset. Best offers by August 25.
For all the info, take a look at these properties and all the Magain listings at realestate.com.au.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
17 minutes after 6, news headlines on this Friday morning. Victorians are waking up to their 6th lockdown. The hope is it'll last for just 7 days. The stay-at-home measures are the same as the last one, which ended last week. With 5 permitted reasons to leave home, it comes as contact tracers work to link 5 locally acquired COVID cases, which were detected yesterday. Here's the Premier, Daniel Andrews.
All that extra Pfizer going into New South Wales. We hadn't been told about that, but that's fine. They've got a greater need. Give them a greater amount of Pfizer. I'm told that there's also some additional supplies going into Queensland, and on the back of that, we've made a request for a bit of extra to come to us.
This is going to be the next fight, isn't it?
Oh, jeez. Hasn't this country got itself in a mess over AstraZeneca, though?
Totally.
It's just extraordinary. And that mad woman in Queensland, are they really going to make her the governor? At least that way she can't talk about public policy, I guess.
Yeah, that's
got
true.
the added benefit. She's
just as a sign-off on it.
Figurative head of state. She's got to sit there and keep her damn mouth shut.
She might dissolve.
Not before time.
She might dissolve the government on the basis of her vaccine position, though. That's dangerous.
Exactly. Sack the government.
Hillsong founder Brian Houston says he will fight to clear his name after being charged with concealing child sex offences. He's accused of failing to tell police about the abuse of a boy in the 1970s, allegedly perpetrated by his father.
Geez, these vicars give you the you-know-whats, don't they? Seriously.
People in Greater Sydney...
They're such sanctimonious frauds.
Yep.
Telling everyone how they should live their lives. Anyway.
Well,
carry on.
Innocent until proven guilty, of course.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
He needs to be,
Yeah.
We all deserve to have our day in court.
We do.
People in Greater Sydney and the Hunter are being told the COVID lockdown is working despite a record number of positive cases. 262 people tested positive yesterday, while 5 people died in hospital. Meanwhile, a 34-year-old woman in New South Wales has died after developing a rare clotting disorder linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine. It's the 6th death connected to the vaccine in Australia out of about 7 million doses. And we've had, 5 out of a... We've already had 1,000 in New South Wales. Work out the ratios, but apparently we're really bad at maths in this country. Australian astronomers have helped capture the first moments of a supernova. The phenomenon is the explosive death of stars, with the never-before-seen detail captured using data from NASA's Kepler Space Telescope in 2017. ANU astrophysicist Brad Tucker says the star that caused the supernova was most likely a yellow supergiant, more than 100 times bigger than our sun.
So this star was actually quite unique because of how bright and how far away it is. So we saw it over 1 billion light years away, but because it was such a big explosion, we were able to see it in all this great detail.
Wow. It's hard to wrap your head around that, isn't it?
Yeah, there's sizes and scales that make no sense over times and distances that we can't comprehend. A new spring festival series is set to fill the gap left by the scrapped Adelaide 500. I encourage everyone to read David's piece in the Tiser today about cost-benefit of festivals.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
4 new events and a motorsport festival have been announced. People with diabetes are being encouraged to take steps to reduce their risk of stroke. Almost 10,000 people with the metabolic disease end up in hospital each year because of stroke. It is a good piece you wrote this morning. I found it absolutely fascinating, the insight.
The level of government support, and because this PwC report, it's going to be the subject of Breaking It 8. We're talking to Heather Crowell, the Fringe CEO and artistic director. But in a nutshell, the amount of money that the Fringe generates from the small amount of government funding it gets is off the charts. Like they get $2.4 million a year. This year they raised $31.6 million. Last year, when it was held pre-lockdown, pre-pandemic, right on the very eve of it, they raised $40 million. But the comparison between some of the other arts events in Adelaide, and the report doesn't identify them, but some of them receive the equivalent of $100 per ticket in terms of government assistance.
That's unbelievable. It was just such an insight to read the effect that the Fringe has on the South Australian economy. I guess,
it's massive, isn't it?
Whether you like it or not, or go to it or not, conceptually, I think you get the sense it's big because it's all over Adelaide and attracts lots of people, and people come from interstate to see it. So you've got to get a sense, but seeing it quantified like that was phenomenal. The only thing I would say about support to some of the other arts is, I wonder what happens. Where do you get your arts acts for the Fringe from if they've got nothing else to do for the rest of the year?
How do you mean?
So some of the other things that are less popular probably support some of the artists who also go to the Fringe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So the Fringe is the best version of bang for buck as far as taxpayers' dollars go, but who becomes an artist if the Fringe is the only gig that's on in town every year?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which, again, there's a big difference between that and just saying, well, every dollar spent's a good dollar. And I think what the report identifies is there are smarter ways to spend money than others. And sometimes it doesn't seem that rigour has been applied to spending in the art space.
Yeah. Yes. I do think it's interesting. And the backdrop to my thinking around a lot of this is the V8's decision.
Absolutely.
Where if you're going to start getting all beady-eyed about whether things are wiping their own face or not, go and have a quiet word to the people running the opera companies or the ballet. Because if you're going to say to the bogan community, hey, you can stick your V8s because you're only making $15, $20 million or whatever it was, the apparently small figure that the V8s were injecting into the economy, how do you justify...
You know what? The more I think about that issue, there are small things that can sometimes have a big impact. And I think so much of it has to do with the fact, if you're a MP in an eastern suburbs electorate, your inbox gets filled up with people who probably don't like the V8s. Find it as inconvenience, It stuffs the traffic. When there's an opera on, Rachel Sanderson's not getting letters from people saying, this is stuffing up my day, my life, do something about it.
Yeah.
Probably no one knows it's on.
Oh, I'd say almost... No, yes, indeed. You can't say that more strongly, Will. Nobody knows it's on, apart from the people who are there.
It just seems to me like it's so much of this is not the economic benefit argument. It's the I'm sick of getting complaints argument.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think for sure. I think a lot of pollies will be going, oh, thank God that thing's going on.
That's right. I have to write my electorate office writing back to 200 complaints. Well,
yeah.
And then, the broader justification when you come out to the public is, well, it was a deteriorating cost-benefit scenario for the taxpayer. Well, yeah, with the added bonus of the deteriorating complaint ratio for you and your inbox in your electorate office.
Yeah, that's right.
24 after 6. Let's check weather before we go and talk sport with Tom Wren. 11.4 degrees outside at the moment. 15 top today. Same tomorrow. 16 on Sunday. 18 Monday and 20 on Tuesday. How about that, a 2 in front?
Hey, it's Callum for Edwardstown Mazda with some fantastic news. Edwardstown Mazda is having a huge demo sale. Buying a demo is a great way to get into an almost new Mazda. And believe me, right now there's plenty to choose from at Edwardstown Mazda. So do it. Don't miss your chance to get behind the wheel of your dream Mazda during the Edwardstown Mazda demo sale on right now at 862 South Road. Calling for a test drive or visit edwardstownmazda.com.au. LMVD 207 428.
5AA's Business Lounge with Leith Forrest.
So in the Business Lounge today, I'm joined by an inspirational man who is a big fan of Arbor Vitae. Welcome, Peter Wilson.
G'day, Leith.
Hey, I know you've been using Arbor Vitae since 2018. Tell us about it.
It has completely changed my life. It's like liquid gold to me. My joint pain has completely disappeared. My mobility is so much better, and the reduction in inflammation is amazing.
And your mobility has returned. It's given you your life back, and I believe you've ticked off some big things on your bucket list.
Well and truly, the challenge of walking to the top of Mount Kosciuszko, the highest mountain top of Australia. It was a challenge that prior to Arbor Vitae was literally a dream. There was no way that in my 50s I would have entertained the thought had it not been for Arbor Vitae.
Peter, that is amazing. I'm so glad that Arbor Vitae has given you back your life. Arbor Vitae is available in chemists and health food stores all over Adelaide. For a full list of stockists or to buy online direct, go to arborvitae.com.au, or you can give the Arbor Vitae team a call on 1300 879 863. Remember, always follow the directions for use. This medicine may not be right for you. Read the label before purchase. If symptoms persist, talk to your health professional. For more information, visit arborvitae.com.au. That's arborvitae.com.au.
Now, David, needless to say, we are massive fans of Puritap.
We love
Our
Puritap.
fandom of Puritap borders on being...
obsessive.
Stalkerish. We're on the Puritap forums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Don't
know,
get me started.
Conspiracy
I was
theories.
up all night.
About the latest tap.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the latest development. What are they up to next, Puritap?
Yeah, that's why I got on Instagram, so I can post pictures of my Puritap.
They're a great local company. They're part of the FIVEaa family too. And they make our water more beautiful, clean, fresh and healthy. And the prices, well, they're pretty beautiful too. You can get a Puritap from only $49 up front, which is incredible value. A Puritap from only $49. What you get for that, designer tap, installation, filters for 2 years, on a great payment plan, and you know it's designed and manufactured right here in Adelaide. Puritap service and install their famous quality water purifiers, and rest assured their professional team of installers are following strict hygiene protocols. Never run out of pure, clean drinking water. It's a world-class product that we're proud to be associated with. Call Puritap on 133502 or go to puritap.com.au. Some T's and C's apply.
Fuel your thinking with The Australian today. To spark an idea, to ignite a passion, to form your point of view, you need fuel for thought. The Australian, for the informed Australian.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
28 minutes after 6, Tom Wren in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. 3 words make a big difference to our local dairy farmers. FIVEaa Milk Company in your supermarket now. Morning, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, David. I was thinking of you all day yesterday, Will. I meant to text you during the Boomers match. I was like, oh, he's going to be frothing at the moment. And I was watching your tweets, and it was great, but it kind of felt like the big brother who just went, righto, I'm gonna lift things up a bit now.
Excellent description.
Yeah, and I'm gonna flex the muscle a bit. And the little brother's trying and scrapping, but just couldn't go with them.
They teased, and as I said yesterday, David texted me, and I said to him yesterday, I've got this, well-honed capacity to expect the worst. That's sort of a defensive mechanism. But when we got 15 points up in the second quarter, I started thinking, this might happen. We might do this because everything was working, except. They have a bloke called Kevin Durant.
How good was he? Kept them in it in that first half.
Well, I made the point on Twitter yesterday. He is a throwback to the original Dream Team era, where those guys didn't have to train, they didn't have to bother. You roll the balls out, and they won every game by 30 points. He looks like he belongs in that era.
Yeah. He's quite old, isn't he?
He's 30s. Yeah.
Wow.
But he
was a level above, wasn't he?
At both ends.
Yep.
He's blocking shots. He's scoring when they had absolutely nothing working for him in the half court.
And he looked effortless. And
yeah, he always does.
We led by 3 at half time, but we should have been 10 or 12 in front, shouldn't we? And then it just felt like, oh no. And then it was all over.
Well, then Gorge, I think Gorge, who's basically pitched the perfect game the entire tournament, made his first big blunder early in that third quarter. Not calling a timeout. They were a 17-0 run. The momentum needed to be broken, and I think he's done a superb job. But that was the first moment where
I didn't watch it because I was busy writing stuff, but mainly because I didn't want to get emotionally invested. Because I felt, particularly after speaking to you, Will, that I'll really get into it. And then we'll lose anyway.
Yeah.
It was sort of, that was the story of the day for all the
Kookaburras last night. That was shattering. They lost in that penalty shootout. And I guess now, we've got 17 gold. That's our equal best ever. Can we get the 18th? We've got Harry Garside in a semi-final for the boxing today. We've got the women's beach volleyballers against Team USA.
They might be a chance.
They're a huge chance. Underdogs, no doubt, but they're a chance to claim gold, so we can get gold there.
What about the kayaking?
We've got some kayaking, some javelin as well today. We've got 2 women and 2 men in the 1,500 metre final. I think our best chance is the beach volleyball, no doubt. And I think Harry Garside's also our best chance.
It'd be so good to get it. The 18 would be just magnificent.
Magical 18.
He's excellent, that guy. He's a quite, by his own admission, quite an eccentric bloke. He said the other day that if he wins a medal, he'd like to accept it wearing a dress. And when he takes his boxing gloves off, all his fingernails are painted different colours.
Oh, there you go.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was not aware.
Yeah, he's a real unique cat.
Different cat. Just as I let you go too, fellas, huge news out of Spain. Lionel Messi has left Barcelona. He will not be there.
To
Adelaide United.
Adelaide United.
And he's got to own the city.
That sounds bizarre, that situation. He wanted to stay. Barcelona wanted to keep him, but his contract's now illegal under their salary cap rules. So he has to go.
It'll be one of the big teams that take him. Man City, PSG, Man United, one of those.
What's the issue with his contract? Is it now illegal under Spanish law to pay someone $48 million an hour?
Well, they've introduced a rule whereby your salary cap is related to how much your revenue is. So you can only spend a percentage of your revenue. And they've had a big downturn in revenue, Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
So he can't be, because his contract expired, to bring him back, he counts as a new player, and new players apply to the rule.
Yeah,
so
okay.
What they're saying is the management stuffed it up by letting his contract expire, basically.
Unbelievable.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Rennie?
Good
you're a
stuff,
legend.
boys.
Good
Love
stuff.
your work.
All right. What about this? Who loves South Australia as much as you do? FIVEaa Milk Company, South Australian, and proud of it.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two in 15 today with the 6:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Looking for the perfect winter exercise? Physio Extra offers clinical Pilates at 6 locations. physioextra.com.
Half of the country's population is now in lockdown as health officials work to contain the spread of COVID outbreaks linked to the Delta strain. Victorians must follow stay-at-home orders for at least a week after recording 8 new local cases. The snap shutdown announced late yesterday with less than 4 hours' notice. Anti-lockdown protesters have hurled bottles, though, at police in a night of violence in Melbourne CBD. Nine's Dennis O'Kane has more.
Police were forced to use pepper spray when some protesters started throwing bottles at them as they chanted "Down with Dan Andrews" and "Freedom." Police arrested 15 people. Scores of others will be issued with fines for taking part in an unlawful march. One police officer was allegedly kicked to the ground. After marching through the city, the hostile crowd vented their anger outside State Parliament.
The Premier of New South Wales is promising a streamlined system to book vaccinations and seek financial support as their COVID crisis deepens. Nine's Clinton Maynard reports.
Despite being told there's an ocean of AstraZeneca available, many people have been frustrated by the cumbersome online booking process for vaccinations. And despite the state government promising to have money flowing quickly for businesses, it's been a similar situation for those applying through the Service New South Wales website. Premier Gladys Berejiklian has promised changes to online portals from today that will speed up the process. Another 400 people have also been hired by Service New South Wales to help. Meanwhile, the Hunter and Upper Hunter are now in their first full day of lockdown. It's feared case numbers in the region will rise today.
113 extra pharmacies across southeast Queensland will start administering the AstraZeneca vaccine from today. It comes as 150,000 extra doses arrive in the state from the federal government to help deal with the Indooroopilly cluster. American pharmaceutical company Moderna says its COVID-19 vaccine still maintains a high vaccine rate 6 months after a second dose. It says the shot is about 93% effective, showing hardly any change from the 94% efficacy reported in its original clinical trial. Wildfires are wreaking havoc across parts of Europe. Nine's Carrie-Anne Greenbank reports from London.
8 people have died and thousands have been evacuated from their homes as wildfires continue to rage in parts of Europe. The deaths all occurred in Turkey, where firefighters have been battling blazes for the past week. Coast Guards today evacuating hundreds of people living near a burning power plant. Italy has been hit hard too, along with Greece. Firefighters have described the scenes there as apocalyptic.
The Marilyn Monroe Fan Club has held its annual memorial service in Los Angeles. They come together every year to mark the passing of the actress on August 5, 1962. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
3 words make a big difference to our local dairy farmers. Flurio Milk Company. In your supermarket now.
And it's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide captain Rory Sloane says he has spoken to Taylor Walker and that a lot of people are hurting at the football club. Walker has been left out of tomorrow night's showdown against Port Adelaide. That's as the AFL completes an investigation into an alleged racial slur at a sample match 3 weeks ago. Sloane telling Rowie it's not a good situation.
I won't talk through details of what Tex and I have spoken about, but maybe like in terms of how people are, I think I'd just take a broader look and go, there's a lot of people hurting in our footy club at the moment. It's not just any individual. There's a lot of people certainly hurting at our footy club.
The Crows have brought in Riley Philthorpe and debutant Braden Cook for the match, while the Power welcome back Robbie Gray. Both sides will train today ahead of tomorrow night's match. On day 4 of the Tokyo Olympics, Australia is chasing its first gold medal in beach volleyball since the Sydney Games. Victorian boxer Harry Garside is in action this afternoon in the men's lightweight semi-final. Aussies Mackenzie Little, Catherine Mitchell and Kelsey Lee Barber will all compete for gold in the women's javelin throw. Jessica Hull and Lyndon Hall are racing in the women's 1500 metres final. Heartbreak for the Kookaburras last night, settling for a silver in the men's hockey after losing to Belgium in a penalty shootout. Ash Maloney claimed our first track and field medal of the Games, bronze in the decathlon. And Manchester City has officially signed Aston Villa and England midfielder Jack Grealish, while Barcelona's Lionel Messi will be leaving the club after his new contract couldn't be registered by La Liga. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
Heading for a top of 15 today with a shower or two. A light shower or two tomorrow, 15, then cloudy and 16 on Sunday. Right now it's 11 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
23 minutes to 7, Police Commissioner Grant Stevens coming up after 7:30. We'll get an update from him on South Australia. Restrictions here given what's transpired in the last 24 hours in Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland.
David and Will sound fine, you know. They're on from 6 till 9, you know. And so, please donate to David and Will's Honey Drive.
And donate you have been. We have raised a whole heap of money in the last 24 hours. A big chunk of it, of course, was $2,500 that were raised for the Undie Drive. That's Catherine House in the Hutt Street Centre. Thanks to Jayco Adelaide, who won the auction to have Leon, you know, the voice of Adelaide, Leon Biner.
Good morning.
Not many, when you're in the rarefied air of having one name.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan.
Yeah.
Leon. You know.
Tex.
Ronaldo.
Sorry.
That was unfortunate.
We're going to be talking about Tex after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we will. It means you're in rarefied air. Now, the auction item was a live read that will play on breakfast from next week. We got a preview for you. Here is Leon with the Jayco ad that they paid for by donating to the Undie Drive yesterday.
Years of service to the RV community has earned Jayco Adelaide a reputation for quality, value for money, and ensuring customers get the most from their RV experience. RV owners appreciate their loyal and experienced sales and support team that is passionate about fantastic products and lifestyle that's on offer. Jayco Adelaide service includes helping you choose the right RV for your needs, being ready with expert advice and assistance, keeping your investment in top working order. Nearly half the new sales come from existing customers who are looking to trade up to a new Jayco model, which shows just how important your satisfaction is to them.
We'll mark out some places to go. There's no invitation, just a destination, and that's the best freedom I know. When we jump in the Jayco, jump in the Jayco.
Jayco Adelaide, here to help when you're ready to jump in a Jayco.
See, that ad is superb, and it also has the added benefit of being recorded inside the aviary at the Adelaide Zoo.
I know, it was good, wasn't it?
You have a very faint twittering of sparrows in the background.
Yeah, that's when you're in Jayco, you want to be out there amongst the animals.
I hope Mum's awake. Text me if you are, Mum, because Mum always says, I love that Jayco jingle.
Oh, now she'll love it even more.
Yeah,
Leon just voiced
great jingle.
And the great people from Jayco donated $2,500, so we thank them immensely for that. Now, let's go through some of the donations that we've had since yesterday. Thanks so much to Wallace Cinema. We love Wallace Cinema. I was so happy to go to a cinema recently. I want to start making it a habit again.
I'd go and see anything at the moment.
Yeah, I literally did.
I'd go and see Sarlo again.
Oh, God. They donated...
That's not a date night movie.
A very generous $500 yesterday. $500 thanks to Wallace Cinema. David at CatCon, Civil Engineering and Construction Company, they donated $500 as well. Thank you very much, David. Now, I think we got a message from David at CatCon too. He did, sometimes, you can, when you donate on the website, you can send through a little message. He said, David, go for a shuffle every morning in the current pea soup conditions. I'm so lucky to have a roof over my head. Great cause.
I love the way the pea soup has become... You know what's interesting? Fantastic Barossa Winery, Turkey Flat. I've noticed that they're doing daily tweets where they take a photograph of the vineyard every morning.
Yeah.
And obviously it's real pea super weather there in the Barossa at the moment. But they're putting you on the tweet.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't liked it yet. Wasn't in the stat deck. I think they're great. Great spot. Terrific winery.
Great,
looks magnificent.
Great Grenache, the Turkey
Not
Flat
sure
Grenache.
about the verbiage.
I love that winery.
Okay. Now, with other donations, Joanne chipped in $250. Good on you, Joanne. Tessa and Nina, $100. $50 from Irma, Jackie, Elisa, Pat and Ann. So our tally right now is $59,810.
Oh, dear.
Hang on.
Here's trouble.
Looks like the challenge bowl is emerging. We're 59,810.
It's the Ruz.
We want to get to 70. There might be the odd challenge bowl that comes out today. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know what kind of pain's left in here.
No, I'm not doing another push-up as long as I live.
You can't.
You know, I actually
you haven't been medically cleared.
I had abdominal pain for 2 days.
Yeah, I know.
That. Yeah,
I know. You're in agony.
Yep.
What's this? Will, you have been red carded. I feel like I'm one of those guys. I feel like I've false started at the. I've false started at the.
What do you mean you've been red carded?
I've been false started at the Olympics. If we can raise another $1,000 by 7:30 a.m., then you will need to sit out in the sin bin. Graham Goodings will be your replacement for your time out of the show. I've been red carded for the Undie drive.
Is your old man lurking in here somewhere?
Well, can I tell you something?
I don't know how to use the panel.
I don't know how this can work because
if it's left up to me,
yeah, I'm not sure.
Can your dad drive it?
Yeah, you can.
Well,
but I'm not sure when this was put in the challenge bowl whether the expectation was it was going to come out at 6:42. Because as I've told you many times on air before, my parents live like university students. Like there's every chance.
Gone to bed 3 hours ago.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not sure. I mean, we can try to call him. I don't know how this is going to work. Anyway, $1,000, and we'll try to give him a call shortly and see if we can rouse him from his slumber. Oh no,
Lucy. So Andy's just told us Lucy just called Graham to let him know about the challenge, and it's gone to message bank.
Oh no!
What time are you disappearing for your sin-bin?
So after 7:30.
What, for the whole final hour and a half of the show?
No, it's 15 minutes. It says here 15 minutes in the fine print on the red card. The red card for the 5AA Facebook live stream right there. 15 minutes. I'll be out for. Okay.
Crikey.
What are you working on there? You calculating how much pay I need to give back?
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah. That's $12 out of your hourly fee. I was just texting Phil Curry saying everything's gone to you know what here.
So we got 1,000. We need to raise $1,000, and if we can manage to get the GG out of bed, he'll come in and fill in for me after 7:30.
The GG.
The old man, the GG. Okay, so
that'd be fun.
That would get us to what? Nearly $61,000. That is getting dangerously close to our $70,000 aim.
I'd love it to. I've got a bit of OCD. I like everything to be nice round figures, except in the garden it always has to be uneven figures. Like if I'm planting a plant, like a mass planting,
a row of tomatoes or something or other,
I'll have to plant 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 because even numbers upset me in the garden. But in other fields of human endeavour, like charity drives, I'd like it to be exactly 70,000. Do you think we can make that work?
That'd be great. Let's try and do that.
Yeah, otherwise I get really upset.
mycause.com.au/Undie drive if you'd like to make a donation. That could be a lot of fun if we can wake the Graham Goodings up. If anyone in Westlakes can start making some noise, that would be really helpful. $1,000. Get that in the kitty for the Undie Drive, Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. Let's check traffic right now, thanks to the award-winning team at Dave Potter. They are now Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW.
Good morning. At Cuddly Creek, there's a tree down across part of Gorge Road. It's near Cuddly Creek Road. Collingswood, got a burst water main there. Northeast Road near Galway Avenue, one lane closed outbound. Prospect, another burst water main there. Churchill Road in between Regency Road and Torrens Road. And this morning at Highgate, urgent asphalt works. That's Fullerton Road just after Cross Road. Got a lane closed. That's going to cause a few delays on the drive this morning, so be aware of that one. Love your lunch with a Porto. Chicken salad, Bondi burger meal deal or chicken wrapper meal deal, just $9.95 each. Only at a Porto. Available before 4 p.m. in-store or takeaway only. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Building amazing homes is important to Beechwood Homes, and so is the environment. So when you build with Beechwood, you're building a better environment for our kids and grandkids. Around 70% of scrap materials from every Beechwood home is recycled. Bricks, rubble, timber, gyprock and steel, none of it goes to landfill. It's all sorted and recycled. So life really is good. It's even better in a Beechwood home. Take a look at the stunning Beechwood display home in Blackwood Park.
Leon here. I trust Zen Energy for my renewable energy needs. There is no doubt that battery storage is the future of energy in our homes, which is why Zen Energy has a special offer for you. Simply mention 5AA to unlock exclusive pricing on Tesla batteries. Join the Tesla Energy Plan and receive $2,000 off the cost of the already discounted Tesla Powerwall 2. You only have until August 13 this year to act. Visit zenenergy.com.au/5AA.
History. We all have it. At Steinborner Automotive, we're proud of our Holden heritage. That's why at Steinborner Automotive, we're here for you. So when it's time to trade in your Holden for a new or quality used car, we have a $1,000 trade-in bonus. That's right, $1,000 trade-in bonus when you purchase any new or demo Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Ford or quality used car. And we have over 350 used cars available. Write the next chapter of your driving history with Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Experience the best at Harvey Norman. There's an HP laptop for everyone. Great all-rounder, the 14-inch HP, now $422. For an on-the-go workstation, get the HP 15-inch laptop. Only $794, save $200. Work, play, and create faster with the HP laptop powered by an 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor. $1,298, save $300. Experience the best at Harvey Norman.
You know us for our bright blue vans. Metropolitan Plumbing, Electrical and Air Conditioning. We are the proud winners of the Product Review Award for Plumbing in Australia for 2020 and 21. Did you know we offer $0 deposit interest-free payment plans, have no extra charge for after hours and can also often be at your door within the hour? Metropolitan Plumbing, Electrical and Air Conditioning. Available 24/7.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
12 to 7. Chris has just chucked in $50 right off the bat. We're $950 away from me getting red carded. I'm not going to take it personally, Chris, but I mean, you jumped right out of the gates with that one, so it's kind of hard not to. What's going to be really fun is something that potentially might play out. With me getting red carded and Graham Goodings stepping in, what South Australians might get to see, or at least hear, is something that only close family members have been privy to, and that's him in a bad mood after not sleeping long enough.
Oh, really?
Because he always sounds so genial on the air.
He does.
Sounds genial and
so what you're saying is I could be stuck here with
a really irate,
really angry guy.
Angry GG.
I like this text on the Telstra Store Mount Barker text line. Who writes these challenges anyway? Dave has to do push-ups, and in contrast, Will gets an extended coffee break. That's an excellent point.
Hey, look, it pays to be close with the production team.
Yeah, that's right. This is the rewards you sow for going to all those meetings I refuse to attend.
All right, let's check in with SAPOL. Senior Constable Rebecca Stokes is on the line. Morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning.
So, Rebecca, there was a pursuit overnight.
Yes, this happened about 4:50am this morning. A patrol attempted to pull over a speeding ute towing an excavator on Sutherland Road at Ferryden Park, but the passenger threw a pair of bolt cutters at the patrol car. The driver refused to stop and a brief pursuit ensued. The vehicle travelled north onto Main North Road before it was abandoned on the side of the road at Paraka, near a bus stop near Quigley Street, and the driver was seen to run to a nearby address. Police cordoned off the area and located that suspect inside the house. He's a 41-year-old Paralawi man, and he's been arrested and charged with engaging police pursuit. It's likely that he'll face further charges as investigations continue into the excavator and the ute. We suspect both of those are stolen, so we're trying to make some inquiries with the registered owners of those things right now. It's believed the passenger ran from the car near the intersection of Montague Road and Main North Road. He was wearing a balaclava, a black puffer jacket, black pants and shoes, but were unable to find him, even with the assistance of police dog Marley.
And Rebecca, there was a unit fire at Glenside. What happened?
Yeah, this was about 10 o'clock last night. Emergency services were called to the scene of a unit fire at Portrush Road at Glenside. One unit was on fire and several people needed to be rescued from the building, and a 50-year-old man was taken to hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation. The fire caused significant damage to one unit, and several of the other adjoining units were also affected by smoke damage. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined, and fire cause investigators and CIB detectives are at the scene. So if anyone has any information that may assist the investigation, they're asked to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Good on you, Rebecca. Thank you for that. Senior Constable Rebecca Stokes there at SAPOL. Brett Gage is on duty at the Weather Bureau. Brett, good morning to you. Just take us through what the weekend weather's going to look like.
Yeah, we'll start with today first because we do have a road weather alert current. It's a lot of low cloud and fog in the hills, and we've had up to 2 millimetres in the city, but higher falls up to 10 millimetres at Crafers. So just a shower or two and a top of 15 today, and westerly winds of 10 to 15 knots on the waters. Just a light shower or two for Saturday, a top of 15, and then cloudy with a top of 16 on Sunday, and we could still see a bit of fog about the hills and northern suburbs.
How thick is the fog up there at the moment, Brett?
Well, if you're on the western slopes, on the western side of the ranges, it would be very low visibility. We don't have any vis meters there, but you don't.
But you'd call it a pea super, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that low cloud.
Yeah,
you
definitely
have to drive very, very slowly.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on you, mate. Well,
You're
some
welcome.
sun coming next week, though, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Good on you, Brett.
Sorry, Will.
Just tried to rope Brett Gage into my pain there, didn't you?
I did. I thought I did it in a really subtle way. It really was one of the high points of the Undie drive.
Oh, well, the fact that...
Speaking as a small-minded person myself.
We set the target for $1,000 for that one, and there was $900 donated in the first 9 seconds.
That's right.
This is going pretty well too. Teresa's just chipped in $50, $900 to go. This will get us nearly to effectively $61,000 if we get there by 7:30. And if that's the case, and with the big caveat that we can wake him up out of bed, it'll be David Penberthy and Graham Goodings.
What if he doesn't get up?
Well, then I don't know. Well, let's just hope he does.
See, I don't know what any of those buttons over there do, so I'll have to just sit there and talk non-stop for 15 minutes or just play one really long song.
Do you know how to play a song?
I'd probably just say, Andy, can you come in and play, Edie Parts 1 to 9 by Stevie Wright?
6 to
or,
7.
Dire Straits, Telegraph Road. I think that goes for a quarter of an hour.
Mixed bag in Tokyo yesterday for our athletes. We won some gold, but we lost our teams. Lost 3 significant matches. We'll talk about it all in just a moment.
Do you think a concert pianist needs a builder's license? No. Does a chartered accountant need one? Nah. Okay, then what about a house inspector? This will surprise you. Right now, there are no regulations in the industry that say you must be a builder to become a house inspector. Mike Pearl from House Inspect Australia is a third-generation licensed builder, and his team is the most qualified team in Australia for house inspections. It's the biggest purchase decision of your life. Don't risk it. Go to houseinspectaustralia.com.au.
Hey, it's Callum, and like me, I know the team at Edwardstown Mazda is big on family, especially your family. From servicing or repairing your family's cars, no matter what make or model they are, Edwardstown Mazda can help. Yep, it doesn't even have to be a Mazda. Bring in any car for service and repairs. How good is that? One service centre for the whole family. So keep your family safe on the roads. Edwardstown Mazda. Edwardstown Mazda, A62 South Road.
Sharon Brewer, CEO of Meals on Wheels SA.
Because of the growing need for our delicious home-delivered meals, we're looking for people who want to join the ranks of our volunteers as drivers and deliverers. Volunteer drivers and deliverers are needed in metropolitan and regional South Australia on a weekday for a couple of hours around lunchtime. Drivers need a current licence and your car's running costs are reimbursed. Come on, South Australia, get behind the wheel and volunteer for Meals on Wheels.
Go to mealsonwheelsa.org.au.
Get the fruit trees you want at Garden Grove. A huge range of citrus, fruit and nut trees, dwarf varieties, ornamentals, new season cherries, mop tops and much, much more, as well as expert advice. Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to your area.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
4 to 7, the Police Commissioner Grant Stevens after 7:30 this morning. A little bit later today, Ryan Fitzgerald will be on the show. There's a whisper that there's a bit of Fitzy-related activity in the Challenge Bowl. I overheard something in a meeting the other day.
Ooh.
So we'll have to see what happens there. Hamish Hartlett will join us as well. And, of course, you'll hear from John Blake. But first, let's talk Olympics. Mixed bag for our athletes yesterday in Tokyo. Christine Ahern is there for 9, covering it all. Christine, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
It was a story across a whole range of sports yesterday of Aussies on the cusp of greatness, yet not quite achieving the greatness that we'd dreamed of.
It was a real roller coaster. Yesterday's the only way I can describe it. I was at the hockey last night. Let's start there. The Kookaburras, they were in the gold medal match against Belgium, and we finished 1-1 at half-time, and it went to a penalty shootout. Now, if you think that's dramatic enough, there was more drama. There was, Belgium thought they'd won at one stage. There was VAR involved. Australia had to take a penalty shot again. Anyway, bottom line is we lost to Belgium. But look, the Kookaburras can still hold their heads high. They leave here with the silver medal, but they were trying to win that first gold medal since Athens in 2004.
Wasn't all a tale of woe, though, yesterday, Christine. We did walk away with a couple of golds.
This was an incredible 20 minutes at the Olympic Games, 15, 20 minutes. We won 2 golds. Now, why this is quite extraordinary is usually after our swimmers leave, we have quite a quiet second week at the Olympics, but it is still raining gold. So this was one of these golds was 18-year-old skater dude Keegan Palmer. He was born in California, raised on the Gold Coast. He now lives with his family in San Diego, but he has won Australia's first ever skating Olympic gold medal. And then we had the men's K2 1,000 metre sprint. Thomas Green and John van der Westhuizen, a bit of a mouthful, is originally from South Africa. They won gold in that incredible canoe sprint. So that was fantastic. And we also had history on the track last night. This is Ash Maloney. He has won our first ever medal in the men's decathlon. He won a bronze. And there was quite remarkable scenes in that his teammate, Cedric Dubler, pretty much sacrificed his own race in the 1,500 metres, just wheeling his teammate along. Come on, to get that bronze. So, yeah, real roller coaster for Australia.
That was the coolest event. I got home from having dinner in town with some mates and settled down on the couch with a glass of red and ended up lucking it and seeing that live, Christine. And you're right, that his teammate basically ran over to him to just will him on and was shouting in his ear, going, "Go, go, go!" And it was the thing that actually made him do it. It was incredible.
Exactly, and they're good mates, Cedric and Ash, and I think Cedric even celebrated before Ash Maloney did. But it's that kind of Aussie teammate spirit Olympic spirit that we love seeing. And, Cedric obviously realised that his teammate needed some help, and so he's gone, look, I think he was down at 20th at that stage. He was no chance of a medal. He didn't have to do it. He could have still finished strongly. They trained so hard, the athletes, but he went, no, I'm going to will my teammate along, and he really did, and so there's history for Australia. I love this other story too, Melissa Wu. I mean, we have loved her ever since she burst onto the international scene as a 13-year-old. This is her fourth Olympics, and she's never won an individual medal. So she was like one of the youngest competitors when she first burst onto the international scene. Now she was the oldest competitor in the pool yesterday, diving on the 10-metre platform, and she won the bronze medal, her first individual medal in 4 Olympics. What a remarkable achievement.
Certainly was. Good on you, Christine. Thank you for that. Christine Ahern, live in Tokyo, covering it all for the Nine Network. It's right on 7 o'clock. We are $850 away from David Penberthy and Graham Goodings after 7:30. I've been given the red card, Tokyo false start style. So if we can raise another $850 for the Undie drive, where we're getting over $60,000 now, we'll make a lineup change. Give you something fresh.
I should have spoken to Dad to plan a retaliatory strike where the final 15 minutes of the program, 8:45 to 9, was Will Goodings and Lloyd Penberthy.
$20 Ian has put in, $830 to go. Keep the donations coming. Today is grand final day for the Undie Drive. We want to get out of here with $70K in the kitty. We need to probably know about another $10K to make that a reality. We've got a lot of fun planned. We've got more some Challenge Bowl activity. But if it can keep going like this, where money's just tickling over, $20 here, $30 here, $50 there, we'll get there. mycause.com.au/Undie Drive.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two in 15 today. With the 7 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Trust Physio Extra. Norwood, Purie Street, Marion, Hallicove, Seaford and Victor Harbour. physioextra.com.
Several people were rescued from a burning unit at Glenside late last night. The blaze on Portrush Road sparked around 10 p.m. A 50-year-old man was taken to hospital with smoke inhalation. Senior Constable Rebecca Stokes says investigations are continuing.
The fire caused significant damage to one unit, and several of the other adjoining units were also affected by smoke damage. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined, and fire cause investigators and CIB detectives are at the scene.
Melburnians are waking up in lockdown again. Nine's Isabella Stokowski reports.
With 4 hours notice and just 9 days since lockdown 6.5 million Victorians have now entered a 6th lockdown. Hundreds of protesters made their voices heard last night, yelling "Sack Dan Andrews" as they marched through the streets. 15 arrests were made in response. It's back to 5 reasons to leave your home and the 5-kilometre radius rule for at least 7 days. However, the Premier has said we're likely to yo-yo in and out of lockdowns and restrictions until Christmas, when vaccination rates rise.
The Hunter and Upper Hunter regions in New South Wales have entered a week-long COVID lockdown in a bid to stop the spread of the Delta strain. Nine's Clinton Maynard reports.
Hundreds of thousands of residents of 8 LGAs now forced to stay at home. The same rules that apply in Sydney are now in force across the Hunter region. The lockdown is scheduled to run for a week, but the nature of the outbreak means more cases are likely today. Meanwhile, processes on the Services New South Wales website have been overhauled from today to make it easier for businesses to apply for financial assistance. Premier Gladys Berejiklian has apologised for delays.
Queensland is hopeful their lockdown in the state's southeast will lift on Sunday. 16 cases were recorded yesterday linked to the Indooroopilly cluster. Most were in quarantine for their entire infectious period. Vaccine mandates in France have been upheld by the country's highest court. More from Nine's Europe correspondent Carrie-Anne Greenbank.
France's constitutional court has broadly backed President Emmanuel Macron's new COVID rules that require proof of vaccination or a negative test for access to activities including eating out and travel. From Monday, people will need to show their vaccine passport, called a health pass, for access to cafes, restaurants, some trains and planes. The government's plan has sparked mass protests, critics accusing the president of running a health dictatorship.
People with diabetes are being asked to ensure they're monitoring their condition correctly to avoid other health complications. Around 10,000 Australians with diabetes are hospitalised each year because of stroke. Diabetes Australia's Professor Greg Johnson says a key for diabetics would be to better understand their risks.
Cardiovascular complications are really one of the most significant problems for people with diabetes. And the reason for that is because no matter what sort of diabetes you have, having diabetes can do damage to your blood vessels in your body.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Who loves South Australia as much as you do? Fleurieu Milk Company. South Australian and proud of it.
And it's all been happening at the Olympics. Tom Wren, I cannot drag him away from the screen. He'll be in here very quickly. He's just checking the medal tally as we speak. What is happening, Tom Wren?
Well, Mel, you're right. It's absolutely all happening at the moment. We'll get to the Olympics in a moment, but let's start with the football. And both the Crows and Port Adelaide will have a light run today ahead of tomorrow night's showdown. Port has welcomed back Robbie Gray, while the Crows will blood their 8th debutant, with Braden Cook coming in for his first game, along with Riley Thilthorpe.
An update from Japan, thanks to the new Kia Cerato GT. Get mean.
Well, Mel, as you said, the Olympic medal tally is looking pretty exciting at the moment. The Aussies with 17 gold medals, our equal best ever effort. Can we get 18? Well, Harry Garside is short of at least a medal at the Tokyo Olympics, but the Australian boxer won't settle for anything less than gold, Nine's Mark Levy reports.
The 24-year-old is a ballet dancing plumber from Victoria, and he's up against the world number 1 Andy Cruz for a place in the final. If he loses to the Cuban, Garside takes home bronze, becoming the first Aussie to medal since Spike Chaney in 1988. If he wins, the Aussie fights for gold. Taliqua Clancy and Maria Featacho del Solar take on Team USA in the beach volleyball final. Mackenzie Little's one of 3 Aussies in the final of the javelin at the main stadium. The Aussie paddlers are back on the water in the canoe kayak sprints, and Netherlands plays Argentina for the gold medal in women's hockey.
Let's go to other sport. One game in the NRL overnight with the Newcastle Knights jumping back into the top 8 with a 28-20 point win over the Brisbane Broncos. To golf, at American Harris English is the man to catch after the opening round of the St Jude Invitational in Memphis. That's after he fired a stunning opening round of 62 to finish in the clubhouse at 8 under. Aussie Mark Leishman isn't far behind, though, after an impressive opening round of 5 under. And Aussie John Millman has just won his round of 16 match at the City Open in Washington. He beat American Riley Opelka in straight sets, meaning the 32-year-old's through to the quarterfinals. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
The award-winning team at Dave Potter and now Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW.
Good morning. At Elizabeth Park, traffic lights playing up Main North Road at Ifold Road. Cuddly Creek, there's a tree down across part of Gorge Road. It's near Cuddly Creek Road. Collinswood burst water main there on North East Road near Galway Avenue. Got one lane closed outbound. And Highgate today, urgent asphalt works. That's Fullerton Road just after Crossroad. One lane closed. That's going to be slow going this morning. Road weather alert 2 current for the Adelaide Hills. Possible fog rolling in throughout the morning. Get free delivery on KFC's Christmas in July feast only on the KFC app. Get the Colonel's finest Kentucky Fried Chicken delivered right to your dinner table. Not available everywhere and not forever. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
15, a shower or 2 today, a light shower or 2 tomorrow, 15, Sunday cloudy, 16 degrees. Right now it's 12. More news as it happens on 5AA.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
8 minutes after 7, the donations are flying in over the course of the first hour. We've just had over 5AA news. $100 from Trish in Highgate, who sent in a text too on the Telstra Store Mount Barker text line. Trish says, morning David and Will, missing the sartorial splendour of yesterday. So proud to be part of the 5AA community and all your efforts to care for others with the Undie drive. Trish, the tired teacher from Highgate. Trish, thank you for all the work you teachers have done over the course of the lockdown and all that kind of shenanigans as well. Sue in Christie's Beach chipped in $50, $680 to go to realise a challenge that I'm hoping we're a step closer to because I see a name on my screen. It means Graham Goodings is awake. It means he's awake, he's out of bed. We had grave fears about this. His name was drawn out of the challenge bowl. Dad, good morning.
What have you done?
Well, know what I've done. You can blame our production team.
I feel like that's not the first time you've asked him that question, Graham.
I only get calls at this time of the morning if something's gone wrong. What do you need? What have you forgotten? What have you lost?
Where are you? Do you need to be picked up?
Funny you should ask. So your name got pulled out of the Challenge Bowl this morning, as you know, the rules of the Undie Drive Challenge Bowl are if your name gets pulled out, you're obligated to participate, unless you're David.
I'm not jumping off a pier. You can forget it.
Actually, that's a wonderful idea. No, what it said was, you have to. I don't know how long it takes you to get in from your place to here, but after 7:30, you're sitting in for me. Yeah, this morning, my friend. There are people already donating. You have to come in and sit in for me with David for 15 minutes on the breakfast show today, in about 25 minutes' time.
I don't have to wear a suit, do I?
No, you've left those days behind of suit wearing to work.
The really bad news, Graham, is inspired by your son. You have to wear a skivvy.
He pinched all the good skivvies.
Oh, hang on. Don't start those rumours. Are you good to go? I mean, we still need to get $680 in the next 20-odd minutes. So if that is done, and I'm pretty sure we'll get there, are you happy to come in?
I will, but I'll be listening closely, and if it's running short, I'll turn the car and head back to Westlake.
All right. Well, yeah, that's it. That's the
I got to
challenge.
say, Graham, I'm so excited about this because since I've been doing this job, it's always been my dream to one day work with a media professional.
Well, it looks like you're going to miss out again.
It's going to be great.
What time did you get to bed?
Not much after midnight. It was an early one, actually, tonight.
I told you, I don't lie. They stay up all night watching TV and having fun. It sounds excellent. Thanks. Good. It would be good to see you.
So when do you need me there?
In about 20 minutes. You just don't speed. Drive safely and get here and come up with something to talk to David about.
Oh, dear. I'm sure you'll lead me through it. Good on you, boys.
We'll be right.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
I'm looking forward to this.
Excellent. Graham Goodings will be in after 7:30 if we can raise another $680 for the Undie Drive. mycause.com.au/Undie Drive.
I imagine a lot of the conversation will be about what it was like being your father.
I don't think that's the intent at all.
It's my intent.
Just do the program.
I want to get the dirt.
Just go ahead.
What was he like? What was the...
No, you have to do the weather and
the
Blakey
most trouble you ever got into, things like that. They're the sorts of questions I've got in mind.
You ask those questions and you'll realise the depths of how lame my life has been. Or I've been, right?
You should get my old man on.
12 after 7.
Keep those
radio donations coming through. mycause.com.au/Undie Drive. And that's chipped in 50, $630 to go. Today, look, let's not be coy about this. Today is about kicking in the Undie Drive to overdrive. It's the over Undie Drive.
Yes.
This is the last day. If you're thinking about donating, if you're going to get to it later, this is it.
Undie Palooza.
The siren's about to sound and the ball is in your hands.
Yes. Yeah.
What are you going to do? 12 after 7.
Nice text from Tina in Mitchell Park. Poor Graham. Oh, my God. At what age are we free of kids? That's a good text.
All right, let's check traffic thanks to the wonderful people at Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW. It's opening very soon. Visit glenelgbmw.com.au.
At Elizabeth Park, traffic lights are playing up Main North Road and Ifold Road. Cutley Creek, there's a tree down across part of Gorge Road. It's near Cutley Creek Road. Collinswood burst water main there. That's on North East Road near Galway Avenue, one lane closed outbound. At Highgate this morning, urgent asphalt works. Fullerton Road near Cross Road, one lane closed. Going to cause a few delays on the drive this morning. Be aware of that one. Cameras Barnes Road, Glynde and Bevington Road, Anklanunga. Save on four-wheel drive gear this weekend at Anaconda. Like 60% of the June four-wheel drive Outback Extra Large swag ends Sunday. At Anaconda, play more, pay less. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Leon Biner.
SPC, food manufacturer, has become the first Australian company to mandate employees have to have the COVID-19 vaccination. Now, I don't think it'll stop here.
9 till 12 weekdays.
When you mandate something as a must-do, people just arc up because they're not making a choice, they're doing what they're told.
As SA as Leon Biner. As SA as AA.
Finally, you can get back to the lion. Get back to Slow Cook Sundays. Every Sunday, the Lion's Kitchen will be roasting up a storm with an ever-evolving selection of your favourites. Lamb, beef, pork with the best crackling in town. Head to lionhotel.com.au to find out what's new on the menu.
Back to the Lion.
Get back to Sundays, perfected with slow cooked roasts. Get back to where you belong. The Lion, North Adelaide.
Hey, it's Mark Bickley. For 20 years, the team at Jarvis Toyota has been helping South Australian families keep that "oh, what a feeling" feeling. Over that time, Jarvis has put their support behind Variety, the children's charity, as platinum sponsor of the Variety four-wheel drive adventure. And they've got plenty more support to give. If you're about to rediscover the road, make sure you take a proper test drive from the range at Jarvis Toyota. South Road, Clovelly Park, proudly celebrating 20 years of support in 2021.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like Powerade 600ml selected varieties, only $1.82 each. That's half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 10. Participating stores only. Excludes Foodland.
Great business starts when you're in control. With the Optus Business Connect plan, get up to 8 SIMs and up to 300 gig of data, all on one simple plan. Great business starts with yes. Explore the Optus Business Connect plan in-store or online today. T's and C's apply.
If the thought of this as a job drives you crazy, you might want a job like this. Here's Chris from ASIC Careers to tell you how.
Thanks, Rowie. ASIC Careers is growing, and we need more drivers to keep our promise of perfect service. So if you want a career that takes you places, get in touch with ASIC Couriers. Don't send it, ace it.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
This is staggering. Last year there was 2.9 billion targeted attacks on home networks as we share more of our life online through social media, online banking and shopping, emails and browsing. It's more important than ever to be security conscious. All smart devices have computer capabilities which can bring data into our homes, but any device that can carry data into our home can also carry data out. Trend Micro Device Security Ultimate will work on gaming consoles, smart TVs, phones or any other device that connects to your home network. Call into Harvey Norman and ask for Richard's Special and a massive saving on the Trend Ultimate Device Bundle, plus a year's subscription for just $129.
Check out these great offers at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Every time that you walk in the
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
17 minutes after 7, the donations continue to flow in. Mel put in $50. Sharon put in $100. Piero 50, Carey 50, Yvonne 25, Debbie 25, $330 to go in the next 15 minutes. If you're listening and you're driving in, Dad, I think you better keep coming in.
Yep. Don't turn around.
We're going to get
Graham.
to that $1,000 mark. He'll be in after 7:30 at this rate because that was the first challenge in the Challenge Bowl this morning and the last morning of the Undie drive. We're plus 60K. We want to get to 70 by the end of the day. We'd love you to be part of it. And remember our pledge to all businesses and everyone out there. You put in a substantial donation, and we'll talk you up. We're happy to do that. We've had a great deal of fun doing that as well. And sometimes we don't even know what you do. We quickly Google it and we just make it up. 8223 You can text us on the Telstra Storm Out Barker text line. Melanie's put in 25, Angela 100, Emma 50. They are flowing in the donations at the moment.
Thank you to everyone who's
Absolutely.
donating. It's fantastic. Well, a picture is starting to emerge of exactly what it is that Taylor Walker is alleged to have said in that July 17 match between the Crows SANFL side and North Adelaide. We understand that the resolution of this issue has become a bit of a Mexican standoff between the Crows and the AFL. We all know that Tex is not playing in the showdown. There's real question marks now as to whether he's going to play another game this year. who knows how this is going to be resolved. Who knows what impact it's going to have on relationships within the club, given that this is a club-generated investigation. The starting point for it was, we understand, a comment that he made where he made a reference to Robbie Young's colour, and he also, in the same phrase, used the most derogatory swear word imaginable to describe him. The comments were made to Matt Crouch, who had had a scuffle with Young in the first quarter against the Roosters, but they were heard by other members of the Crows team and club, including a trainer who happens to be Indigenous, but they were also heard by other players. And it's not a black-white thing, we understand. There's just widespread dismay and disappointment and sadness inside the playing group about this, but also, most understandably, there's real anger about it with people like Jeremy Johncock, who's the club's AFL Indigenous Liaison Officer. Now, we understand the AFL investigation has concluded and that the AFL has said to the Crows, over to you, what are you going to do to him? And that the club has said, well, hang on a minute, this is sort of uncharted stuff. We think the AFL should devise the penalty, which might actually be a fair position for the Crows, because you would imagine that they're so emotionally torn and compromised and invested in having a guy who's been this beloved club legend for so long, where they've actually got to make a ruling on him. Is it better to have an arm's length arbiter in the AFL?
Well, wouldn't it be better to have
decision?
An industry standard? Like the industry surely sets the standard on these kind of things. What's the punishment if your conduct is unbecoming? Why should it be, depending on which club you're at, being found guilty of saying something like a racial slur has a varying penalty? I think it should be the AFL, frankly.
Yeah, I think it should be too.
I mean, they set the standard. So yeah, the decision should reside with them.
When you consider too that in the past there's been other clubs that have had ongoing issues around race or what have you, or have been accused of that, and frankly now you'd probably have to say they include the Adelaide Crows. Sadly, it's just the most horrible story, isn't it? It's bitterly disappointing, particularly, like you were just chatting about Tom Richardson's tweet last night. How do you tell your young footy-mad son why Tex isn't playing this weekend?
Yeah, your favourite player. He's got a poster on the wall. What do you say? And the big question for I think the punishment's it's an administrative element to this now. There'll be a punishment, whatever. It'll be what it is. The big question is what happens to the relationships within the Adelaide Football Club.
Well, exactly the worst thing about it is, so say he doesn't play for the rest of the year. He's had a great season on the field.
Yeah.
Second in the Coleman, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
So if he gets rubbed out for 3 weeks or whatever it is, it's not like belting someone. It's not like one of those things where the behaviour can be seen as, in a lot of people's minds, as fleeting, because it goes to your character.
Yep.
And there's already people like Bernie Vince last night came and said, this is so out of character, it's not him, he's such a nice bloke. But how do you sort of go back to the club next year and go and have a kick with Shane McAdam? Or and I think as a person too, you just feel like your own confidence would be shot. And you just feel like
we are so
lying
bad.
Low.
We are so bad collectively in the world of talking about these things with nuance, because if you acknowledge Taylor Walker's otherwise fantastic character and the work he's done with kids with disabilities and things like that, it's seen as you're diminishing what's allegedly a pretty heinous offence. But if you say he is what he was in that moment, well, that feels a bit unfair as well.
Yeah.
But, so we just don't have the language to talk about the nuance. But you know what I think of? I remember that great Barack Obama comment that he got totally pilloried for making on Twitter by Twitter people, where he said, there are people that will say and do things that you think are basically abominable, but these are the same people that are probably good good family people. They probably have kids. They were great parents too. They were. It's not black and white.
No, and
even though the punishment might end up looking that way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and the legacy might end up looking that way. But I wish there was a better way to both be sensitive to the people that have been offended and slighted and rightfully will be outraged and hurt, but also to acknowledge there is more to human beings than the moment, than when they're at their worst.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, and seriously, none of this is designed to sound like it's making excuses, but
no,
I do think that there's a difference between making a terrible and inappropriate comment, but that is in the absence of the person. It's this sort of instinctive foible we have as humans. I can remember years ago in Griffith, I was with a bloke who was a mate of mine. He's a National Party MP, and this drunken buffoon came up and started bagging him, like chewing him out at the pub about the GST or something.
Yeah.
And I just turned around and said to the bloke, mate, this guy's a state MP, he's got nothing to do with the GST. And this bloke put his beer down and he looked at me and he goes, I wasn't talking to you, Chanderpaul Singh. And I said, pardon? He goes, why don't you go and pick some more fruit, you curry muncher, like this. And I went, yeah. And
wow.
His instinctive thing to me was, because I'm brown,
to go to a race.
He just thought you're an Indian.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I said to my mate, who happened to be an Italian-Australian, Adrian Pickler, he said, what about that? I've been racially vilified and I'm from bloody Cornwall.
Yeah.
And it was just like this, it's like if someone cuts you off in your car and they're Asian, people say these things, and it's this, or a large woman bumps you with a shopping trolley or something. It's like, you fat cow. You know, people have this shocking association that can blurt out of all of us. And it feels to me like it's in that space. None of that excuses it. It's 2021. The Indigenous people of Australia, the one field of human endeavour where they are overrepresented for the good is AFL. 4% of the population, 9 or 10% of the AFL playing list. If he said it, he deserves to be punished.
Yep.
But it is also a reminder of our flawed humanity.
It's 26 minutes after 7. It was, of course, a big issue last night, and Stephen Rowe spoke at length with Caroline Wilson about it. And, of course, it's brought to us thanks to Toyota Land Cruiser, the 300 series coming to North Point Toyota. Register your interest today. It is the North Point way.
So here's the take that I have. The peak rule is put there for a reason, and it needs to be respected from all parties. No. When do confidentialities get respected by media? So mental health issues, do we tick that off? The 3-strike illicit drug policy? What about extramarital affairs? What about, I don't know, medical issues?
Well, when they affect footy clubs, they do get reported. We all reported the Wayne Carey story when that story broke. We've all spoken about Damien Hardwick and what he's been doing. I just completely disagree with you. When they affect the football that we are reporting, of course we report them. And I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. If this was something that only 2 people knew about, it would never have got out. But other people think they heard something and it was reported, forcing Adelaide to self-report. But I dispute that it's unethical, and I don't think that these journos would have gone with it unless they felt they had enough to go with.
Cara, make no mistake, Tex has fouled, and I'm going to be bitterly disappointed with him, as we all are, as his teammates are. Imagine this, and make no mistake, Cara, my first consideration, I've said it a number of times, is our first Australians. Racism has to stop. There's no excuse. And Tex has racially vilified in earshot of people that have gone up the chain toward the... Correct. Now, if it didn't get broken in the media, the AFL does their investigation. That concludes. Taylor's friends, manager, etc., can go through the mediation, can also go through the education. He, under his own time, can then apologise to who he needs to within the club and whoever did hear it.
That was Rowie with Caro on the program last night. 28 minutes after 7.
The all-new Isuzu MU-X. Exquisite styling, exceptional tech and safety. And when it's time to get off the beaten track, it's exhilarating. With extensive restyling, expanded off-road capability, plus 3.5-tonne towing, the all-new 7-seat Isuzu MU-X is extraordinary. Search all-new MU-X.
Living with osteoarthritis means living with pain, but SportsMed is changing that thanks to the revolutionary GLAD program. Here's SportsMed's Dr. Greg Keane with more.
GLAD is a 6-week exercise program performed in groups, and it continues to produce remarkable results for patients, even a year after completing the course. If you are struggling with the pain of osteoarthritis, visit SportsMed. Let's beat this.
SportsMed.
Start living life again, even with arthritis.
sportsmed.com.au.
More Australians die of heart disease than any other cause. Every day, 50 families are torn apart. And the heartache lasts a lifetime. But if you donate to the Heart Foundation, you can help us fund life-saving research to help keep more families together and end the heartache. Donate to the Heart Foundation today.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. Our family company has been selling the best quality wall and floor tiles from Italy, Spain and around the world for over 42 years to professional builders, tilers and do-it-yourselfers. The secret of National Tiles' success is the very best quality tiles at the guaranteed lowest prices every day of the year. So for immediate delivery of the best quality tiles at the lowest prices, rush into National Tiles or buy online now and save.
If you want to build a new home, something that reflects you and your lifestyle, speak with Beechwood Homes. And just so you know, they won't try and sell you a house plan. In fact, there's no house plans until you tell them what you want. So go for it. Start thinking of all the possibilities or get in touch with Beechwood Homes for a few thought starters. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home. For inspiration, visit the stunning Beechwood Homes display home in Blackwood Park.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two in 15 today with the 7:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Looking for the perfect winter exercise? Physio Extra offers clinical Pilates at 6 locations. physioextra.com.
There was a rescue at Portrush Road, Glenside last night. A unit fire sparked around 10 p.m. Several people needed to be helped from the building. A 50-year-old man suffered smoke inhalation. The fire caused significant damage to one unit. Another 3 were affected as well. The cause is yet to be determined. A man's been arrested after a brief police pursuit overnight. A patrol tried to pull over a speeding ute towing an excavator at Ferryden Park when the passenger threw a pair of bolt cutters at them. The ute was abandoned on the side of the road at Paraka near Quigley Street. Senior Constable Rebecca Stokes says the driver ran to a nearby address.
Police cordoned off the area and located that suspect inside the house. He's a 41-year-old Paralawi man and he's been arrested and charged with engaging police pursuit. It's likely that he'll face further charges as investigations continue into the excavator and the ute. We suspect both of those are stolen.
The passenger hasn't been located. Deja vu for Victorians this morning as they wake up in lockdown again. The 7-day shutdown was announced with just hours' notice late yesterday as contact tracers attempt to find the missing link for a handful of mystery COVID cases. Premier Daniel Andrews is also considering pressing pause on all international flights into Melbourne.
If I have to make the decision to suspend flights, I will inform the Prime Minister of that and we will use that hotel quarantine capacity to support locals who need somewhere to sleep. They need somewhere to stay. Because if they were to stay in their family home, they would likely infect everybody else they live with. So that's on the table and something that we're looking at closely.
Hundreds of anti-lockdown protesters descended on Melbourne's CBD overnight after the lockdown kicked in. More than 1,000 marched from Flinders Street to Parliament House, chanting freedom and down with Dan. Police used pepper spray when a section of the crowd started throwing missiles, including bottles. At least 15 people were arrested. The Hunter and Upper Hunter regions of New South Wales have been sent into lockdown after Sydney's COVID outbreak spread north. Meantime, New South Wales had its deadliest day of the outbreak yesterday with 5 deaths. In the US, CNN has fired 3 employees for coming to the office unvaccinated. The cable news channel has mandated that all employees working in its offices or in the field be fully vaccinated. The network says it's a zero-tolerance policy. As the Olympic Games comes to a close, Tokyo's COVID crisis is only ramping up. Nine's Shane McGuinness has more.
It's now almost daily that Tokyo is setting new records for COVID-19 infections. Yesterday, the number of new cases surpassed 5,000 for the first time. Despite the city being under a state of emergency, there is no law forcing Tokyo residents to remain at home, and the government's messaging has been criticised for being vague and lacking cut-through. Many experts aren't surprised the rules aren't being followed, given at the same time the government is hosting the fun and games of the Olympics. Whilst the Olympic bubble has held strong and there's no direct link to cases outside of the bubble, the role the Games have played in this current surge will certainly be debated for some time after the party has left town.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
3 words make a big difference to our local dairy farmers. Flurio Milk Company. In your supermarket now.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Let's start with football. Perth has been sounded out by the AFL to host the grand final at Optus Stadium if need be. The West reports the state government has been asked to draw up a contingency plan, with Melbourne thrust into another lockdown and the season decider just 50 days away. No Taylor Walker for tomorrow night's showdown as the AFL completes its investigation into an alleged racism slur. That was at a Sandford match almost 3 weeks ago. The Crows have brought in debutant Braden Cook along with Riley Thilthorpe. The Power welcome back 5-time showdown medalist Robbie Gray for the game after he's recovered from a knee injury. Teammate Carl Amon says it's great to have him back in the side.
Robbie loves the showdown, so we'll be happy to have him back in this week. And we've obviously got captain's runs to get through, which he'll do, and after that we'll see where he lines up on the weekend.
Meantime, Geelong has dropped Quinton Narkle and arresting Isaac Smith for tonight's clash with GWS in Geelong. You can hear that match right here on 5AA. Day 14 of the Olympic Games is underway in Tokyo. Our hopes in the men's 50-kilometre race walk lie with Reardon Cowley. The Aussies also a strong chance for gold in the women's beach volleyball, while Harry Garside will be hoping to win his boxing bout to put him through to the gold medal fight. And finally, Lionel Messi is leaving Barcelona. The Spanish club says an agreement had been reached on a new deal, but league rules restrict the contract from being registered. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Glenelg BMW. Adelaide's newest home for BMW is opening soon. Visit glenelgbmw.com.au.
At Cuddler, got a 2-car smash Coventry Road at Dow Keith Road. Elizabeth Park, traffic lights playing up Main North Road and Ifold Road. Cuddly Creek got a tree down across part of Gorge Road. It's near Cuddly Creek Road. And at Collinswood, burst water main there. North East Road near Galway Avenue, 1 lane closed outbound. Highgate this morning, urgent asphalt works. Fullerton Road just after Crossroad, 1 lane closed. Going to cause a few delays on the drive this morning. Don't miss the must-see comedy action, The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Fast track from cinemas to your home. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, new to buy or rent on digital now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
15 for your Friday, a shower or 2, a light shower or 2 tomorrow, 15, Sunday cloudy, 16. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
She's got a ticket to ride.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
23 minutes to 8. Some very happy news. The Undie drive tallies at $61,185 right now. It means we've smashed past the $1,000 mark.
Excellent.
Required to get me 15 minutes off, which is coming up in about 7 minutes' time. I just hope Graham Goodings Senior manages to get in here in time, because otherwise David.
We still haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him yet.
No, it could be me just talking random stuff for a quarter of an hour.
$250 from Floyd and Tilly. Big thanks to them. They got us over the line. They said best wishes for the Undie drive. Love from Floyd and Tilly. Mark, $50. Janet, 100. David, 50. Then David, 100. Don't know if it's the same David.
David.
We did have back-to-back Davids yesterday for the Wowlers, so good on them. 61,185. Keep them coming in. mycause.com.au/Undie drive.
The big news last night out of Victoria was that with what on the face of it looks like just a handful of cases, the state has decided to enter its 6th lockdown, with the Victorian Premier Dan Andrews saying the recent experience showed, particularly given the seriousness of the Delta strain, that it's best to go hard, go early, with New South Wales providing the counterexample to what happens if you don't We've got the Police Commissioner, Grant Stevens, on the line. Commissioner, thanks for your time. What does all this mean for South Australia?
Probably means we're in a holding pattern. And we announced yesterday that we were going to open up to Western Victoria, the regional part of Western Victoria. And when we heard the news late in the afternoon coming out of Victoria, we thought that was probably not something we'd be moving forward on. So we've suspended that, which means the existing arrangements have stayed in effect. So people who are in Victoria at the moment wanting to come to South Australia have to quarantine for 14 days when they come in.
Do you think too, Commissioner, that South Australians should get used to the current arrangements? Things like, no more than 10 people in your house and 50% capacity in hospitality venues? With Victoria being as finely poised as it is that going to be the normal for a while in SA, do you think?
Look, it's too hard to speculate, David. It is on the agenda for the Transition Committee every meeting for active consideration about whether we can actually open things up even more. And in South Australia at the moment, we're doing really well. We're right on top of this Modbury cluster. I don't think there's too many people, even within SA Health now, that have any serious concerns about any residual effects from that outbreak. But we just need to see and remember exactly what's happened in Victoria. It was just days ago they were celebrating 0 cases for a day, and now they're back in lockdown. We don't want to be seen to be pulling the trigger too quickly on those harsh restrictions, but I think our exercise just a few weeks ago with the 7-day lockdown proves the difference between, swift and decisive action and, just, a little bit of procrastination for hours might be the difference in, a devastating impact.
The Victorian experience, just finishing lockdown, then entering another 7-day snap lockdown. We came in this morning and it just feels as though there's an inevitability about there being another South Australian lockdown. Do you share that pessimism?
I'm a pragmatic optimist. I'm really hopeful we don't go back down that path, but I'm pragmatic enough to know that this current strain of the COVID virus is highly transmissible, and notwithstanding we do severely limit the people who can come into South Australia, we still need to allow some people through, and the possibility of this thing finding its way back into the South Australian community is a real possibility. So, my obligation is to make sure that we're ready to deal with that. But the last thing I want to do is to go into another lockdown. I'm acutely aware of what it does to the community. It's not just the economy; it's people's general well-being. It's how families interact. The consequences are huge. But if it's proven to be the least harmful way to get on top of this thing, then it's one of the weapons in our arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Constant balancing act, and hopefully the pragmatic optimism you talk about, Commissioner, is borne out by what happens in the coming days and weeks. Thanks for joining us this morning on 5AA.
Pleasure, guys.
Police Commissioner Grant Stevens.
I'm a pragmatic optimist.
Yeah, that's good. That's probably a good way to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
18 minutes to 8, 8223 0000 is our number. You can text us on the Telstra Store Mount Barker text line, or what we'd prefer you do this morning is go to the mycause.com.au/Undie Drive website and donate to the Undie Drive. It all ends today. We're currently at $61,185. We'd love to get to 70. 70 is the goal, and we've got a few more people that will be participating in it over the course of the morning, including, if he gets here in time, Graham Goodings will be in for me, who the Challenge Bowl summoned to do 15 minutes with you this morning.
There are a mountain of texts on the Telstra Store Mount Barker text line about Tex Walker. Apologies, we're not going to be able to read them all out because we're not going to have time. And our key priority this morning is raising as much money as we can for the Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House. In a nutshell, though, what they say, half of them say, hang the bloke out to dry.
Yep.
And the other half say, leave him alone. This is all a storm in a teacup.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's almost 50-50.
Just, I would say, some people said you and I were making excuses for him. We are not excusing his behaviour at all.
Not at all.
Sometimes you read text and you go, are these people listening to the same radio program?
Yeah.
We're saying we said what he's alleged to have said, and we also said there has to be a penalty for it. But, in a somewhat fruitless attempt to have a vaguely nuanced conversation, we also said that this is also a story about the frailty of human nature and the fact that people, a lot of us, have the capacity to say dumb things which they regret and should never have said. So apologies for trying to
Nuance. You hit on the key word there. Nuance doesn't exist these days.
No.
Social media killed Nuance.
Yeah, it did.
Because you got 120 characters to say the most outrageous thing
exactly.
to a group of people who you know will love it.
So
possibly.
apologies to those few troubled people who struggled with the concept of, more than 1 point being made about something.
It's 17 minutes to 8. Time to check traffic. The award-winning team at Dave Potter and our Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW.
At Cuddler, got a two-car smash Coventry Road and Dalkeith Road. Elizabeth Park, traffic lights playing up at Main North Road and Ifold Road. Cuddly Creek got a tree down across part of Gorge Road. It's near Cuddly Creek Road. And Collinswood, a burst water main there. North East Road near Galway Avenue, one lane closed outbound. Cameras on the drive-in, Marion Road at Fell, Military Road at Semaphore South. Final days of Amard Furniture's Best of the Best sale. Get the best pieces at the best prices with up to 50% off a huge range. Only at Amard Furniture. Hurry, sale ends Sunday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hello, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the team at Lynn Andrews Real Estate have made it easy to manage residential and commercial property. Whether you own a single residential home or multiple commercial properties, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge to share. How to invest safely and properly. Matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Nothing beats that new car experience, and you'll still be feeling it long after you drive away in a new Kluger 7-seat hybrid SUV from Jarvis Toyota. With all-wheel drive, hybrid power and intelligent safety technology, the Kluger is where freedom meets family. The buzz around the new Kluger is huge, and you can experience it for yourself with a test drive at Jarvis Toyota Clovelly Park today. Rediscover the road in the all-new Toyota Kluger Hybrid at Jarvis Toyota South Road, Clovelly Park. Proudly celebrating 20 years of great deals.
Now, Dave and I are big fans of the Adelaide Central Market. There is simply nothing like it in Adelaide. We're also big fans of supporting local, and right now that is more important than ever.
Love the market. Worked there for 5 years, best job I ever had, apart from this one, of course. The Adelaide Central Market is a collective of 70 traders, suppliers, growers and producers, all working together to bring you the best and freshest produce available.
From fruit and veg, seafood, meat, bread and milk to world-class cheese, continental, even take-home meals, it's all at your fingertips. And if you can't get to the market, simply order your favourite market goodies online for contactless home delivery every Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Some restrictions have also been lifted, with 50% capacity now allowed for dining at the market.
So get to the Adelaide Central Market, open Tuesday to Saturday. For more, visit adelaidecentralmarket.com.au.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
The internet, it's worldwide and it's unstoppable. Or it was. You have the power to hit pause and give your family a break. If you've got kids, you probably also have a concern that they're spending too much time online. Trend Micro Device Security Ultimate gives parents the ability to set time limits across all devices, not just computers. It will work on gaming consoles, smart TVs, phones, or any other device that connects to the home network. Plus, Trend Micro will filter and protect your family from the parts of the internet you don't want in your home. Get into Harvey Norman now and ask for Richard's Special, the Trend Ultimate Device Bundle plus a year's subscription for just $129.
Check out these great offers at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head online to 5AA Facebook or search 5AA on YouTube. Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Well, it's half right. It's half right. Goodings Jr. has just stormed out the door. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Graham, you heard what I said before about I've always fantasised about working with a media professional. I didn't mean that. I love working with your son, but I love the opportunity to sit down with you, mate.
It's a bit of fun, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit of a novelty for me, I must admit.
Bit early for you too.
A bit, awfully early. As Will.
This is a credit to you. Will often says to me, he said, my parents, it's like They're like two teenagers.
Yeah, we live at the other end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rarely in bed before 1.
So what do you do? Do you get on the Netflix, or is it sport, or is it...
movies? Oh, at the moment, the Olympics.
It's great, isn't
good
it?
heavens, yeah, it's just smorgasbord of delights, you know.
It's funny to think back 3 weeks ago, the whole conversation was around whether the Olympics should proceed or not. But it has felt like, given what the world's going through, and, you know, we wake up today to the news that 15 million Australians are in lockdown, the timing couldn't have been better, because we all need a bit of escapism, don't we?
I think so. I wonder how much that's attached to the fact that we've been really successful.
Yeah.
I mean, if there'd been no gold and just a few bronze here and there,
Yeah, if it
would
was
we
like
have been so
Montreal or something.
involved? But it's been wonderful. I mean, and the athletes have been fantastic. The spirit among our athletes and all the athletes has been wonderful.
So what about Will skiving off for 15 minutes? Is this sort of part of a lifelong pattern of behaviour that you've noticed as his old man?
Well, when I got the call this morning, I thought, oh dear, what's he done? Where is he? Have I got bail money? Lots of things passed my mind.
Did he give you many moments as a dad in his adolescence where, you know, you thought, oh no, what's he done now? I can't imagine Will being a tearaway.
To be honest, Will was the perfect son. I hope he's not listening to that, but he caused son number 2 a little bit different.
Well, they're all different, aren't they?
They're all different, and my daughter was a breeze. But Will was actually really good.
He's quite studious, wasn't he? He always hides his light under a bushel.
Wasn't he? No, not studious at all.
But he seems to have made up for lost time then.
Yeah, no.
Because he reads voraciously. He says, I read this in The Economist, I read this in...
Well, scholastically, he was terrible. I know he used to get. I remember speaking to his last year, year 12. His English teacher said, "Will has got the gift of the gab." She said, "I dragged him in because he was late with an assignment, and he'd been given 2 warnings, and he still hadn't completed it." And she said, "By the end of my dressing down, I was apologising to him."
Well, maybe that's what held him in such good stead for his chosen career in radio.
Yeah,
Where
well,
it's sort of,
definitely.
seat of the pants stuff.
When he was about 10, he said he was going to be Prime Minister.
Oh, really?
So thankfully he didn't take that direction.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
We'd be on here talking to Phil Curry about how Prime Minister Goodings had said the vaccine rollout wasn't a race or something like that.
I think he actually would have been well suited to politics, although not the hurly-burly, not the deals done behind closed doors. I don't.
Yeah.
He's too much of a purist for that. I think he's too much of an idealist.
Well, I think you're right. And interestingly, because he did briefly work in politics, not that briefly, but he seems to have seen enough of the inner workings of politics to know that he really can't stand it.
Yeah, and I think that's, for a job like this, as you know, I mean, you've worked in Canberra, political reporter and so forth, to see the other side, not the side that the politicians want you to see, gives you a great advantage, great insight to what really is happening.
Yeah. But I think part of it's like his well-adjusted nature, because politics is sort of almost required to actively dislike all of your opponents, whereas he has the ability to sort of see the good and bad in everyone, and also to have that self-awareness to think, even though these people are on my own side, some of them are just weirdos.
Yeah.
And they're not good qualities if you want a long-term political career.
No, I think he made the right decision to go and not that for security isn't so good in this business.
That's true.
I remember saying, not that I gave him a lot of advice, and not that he would have listened anyway, but I remember him saying, saying to him that. I don't remember what I was going to say to him now. I just remember
fair
that.
Enough. You've
I've
only
been
had 3.5 hours sleep.
Amelia Mulcahy.
Hey, I've been sidetracked by this. The latest donations off the charts. Joe with $500, Jimmy and Roseanne with $100, Kerry with 20, taking the current tally to $62,005.
Fantastic.
How about that?
Yeah,
round of
that's
applause
great.
for everyone.
Well done. And thank you to all those who've donated, large or small, and keep those coming in. So what are you aiming for, 70 grand? I reckon you're going to get it. I reckon you knock it off.
We got, an hour and 7 minutes? Traditionally, though, the last hour of the show has been our strongest. We come home with a wet sail, so fingers crossed.
Well, maybe people would like to donate to get Will back on air and me off.
No. I don't think that's... Will might want to donate to do that.
No, he's more than happy out there. He's tapping away frantically at the moment. Is that a donation? Add another 0, or I'm here for the day.
I still think at some point we've got to get my dad in to co-host the show with Will.
Yeah, well, why not? Make it a smorgasbord family.
Yeah, that's right. Family affair.
Let's take a look at the weather. Amelia Mulcahy joins us. Amelia, good morning to you.
Good morning, Graham. How lovely to speak to you today.
This is a delight indeed.
Now, here's a test for you, Graham. We've got a road weather alert for a bit of fog and drizzle about the hills this morning. So, of course, warning to drivers to take extra care on the roads there. Graham, some people would describe it as a pea super. How do you feel about that word?
Well, I don't get as offended as another member of the Goodings family, I must admit.
Would you say it on air for me 3 times in a row?
Is there going to be money involved in this and a large donation?
Not for Will.
Pea super, pea super, pea...
It's like Beetlejuice, isn't it?
It's stuck in my throat the last time, I'm sorry.
A bit of a dagging warning about the hills. So I've already had a millimetre or so around town as well, with just, the odd shower about today. And it's really going to, a bit of Groundhog Day action, really, because today's going to feel a lot like yesterday. The odd shower around, but they're really stop-start, hit and miss. None of this widespread action that we have sort of been used to in the last few weeks. We're going for a top of 15 degrees today, and tomorrow, again, much the same. Another foggy start for the hills and maybe northern suburbs as well. Just a light shower or two, and again, that shower activity is most likely to focus on the hills. Another top of 15. Cool and cloudy Sunday, 16 degrees. And then hold on to your hats, fellas. Mostly sunny Monday. I have been waiting for this. 18 degrees the forecast top.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
About time.
Beautiful.
20 degrees on Tuesday. And then 20. We might see some showers, later on Tuesday. Another shower or two Wednesday. But let's just focus on that good there.
Good on you, Amelia.
And 20 Tuesday.
Looking forward to
Lovely.
it. It's Amelia Mulcahy from 7 News.
What's the word I said last week that really ground your gears? Because Will's is obviously pea super. Was it I said ceremony.
Ceremony, yes.
You hate that, don't you?
It rubs me right up the wrong
Ceremony.
way. Yeah.
Ceremony.
Ceremony is the American pronunciation, and I think we've got to hang on to our Aussie pronunciation as much as possible.
I'll try to modify my behaviour because I have been saying
we
ceremony.
I understand why, because we are overwhelmed by the American media.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
We can slide into it, and one day we'll all sound the same. And
it's like the kids say verse instead of verses these days. That really annoys me.
I spoke to someone from Macquarie Dictionary, and they are now accepting that
verse. Seriously?
Port Adelaide verse Adelaide.
The other one that upsets me during the Olympics is medal being used as a verb.
Oh, he's medalled?
Yeah. A medal's an object. It's
exactly.
a noun.
Yeah. I am a bit of a word Nazi as well with the text. And let's use. I know it's an evolving language, but let's because I said
there's got to be some rules.
I said to this woman from Macquarie Dictionary. So I said, I've decided to use the word splugifus, meaning drizzle after 3 o'clock but before 4. And I said, if I use that enough and enough people use it, will you put that in your dictionary? And she said, yes. Splugifus, remember it. Let's keep saying it.
Let's get it in there.
Let's get it into the dictionary. This is one of my favourite times of listening on Friday mornings is Blakey's Songs of the Week.
Yeah.
They are sensational. Let's see what he's got in store for us today.
And I mean, you would have made so many fans. 81 surveys at number 1. You made a few.
Can I give you a tip?
Yeah.
It's not till you leave radio that you'll work out that people actually don't hate you.
Jody Ottie's talking at me. I won't hear words she's saying, 'cause I'll be listening to Angie McBride.
I'm a bit perverted.
I know she had a great big following, had a lot of fame.
Get your nuts ready.
But I want to hear her talking, not a bunch of songs.
How do these knobs get on a plane and think they can just take over? It's so annoying. God damn it. Even if they had a gold medal, they could hold up. That'd be something. They didn't even win a game.
No.
I don't know how you can become so antisocial.
Have you ever fallen asleep in a gutter?
I went to sleep on the road once.
Well, if you ever fly away on trips with all of your friends, getting up to all your tricks, don't get your kicks by being noisy, drunken dicks. Well, you know what a storm it creates when you vomit in airplane dunnies. It's just not funny, so don't do that when you've been to the Olympics representing the green and gold. Don't get your kicks by being noisy, drunken dicks.
The Undie Drive at Catherine House in the Hutt Street Centre is at 55,000. Let's aim for 75. We're almost at 55. So another 20,000 over the course of the next couple of days would be just sensational.
I keep a close watch on these pants of mine. I keep my fly wide open all the time. So it reminds me I am dressed up fine. And then support the Undie drive. Yeah! We find it very, very easy, me and you. And we don't think what other people may go through. So now we have a chance to do just what is right. So now support the Undie drive. All right.
Wonderful stuff. How are the donations going?
They are going extremely well. I reckon we are a silly chance of cracking through 70k. Daniel has just donated 250. Lisa's donated 50. Louise 20. John 10. Taking us at the start of the last hour of the show to $62,335.
Wouldn't be surprised if my wife, Will's mother, will get on the phone to get me off here and make a donation.
Your son's 15 minutes is up, Graham, but good on you for coming in.
My pleasure. Well, it was either that or jump off a jetty, and I wasn't going to do that. And I saw you guys in suits yesterday, and my days of wearing suits at 7 in the morning are well and truly gone.
It's good fun working in a non-visual medium, isn't it? After all those years on television.
There are cameras.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't really count, though. That's just Facebook.
Hang on, not to all the Facebook viewers.
Yeah, but not in a sartorial sense. We don't have to get our hair cut every 2 weeks like you did when you were back on the television.
It's been lovely. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the news in a more restricted format. And Will be back after the news. Thanks, folks, and keep donating.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two today and a top of 15 with the 8 o'clock news. I'm Mel Usher.
Trust Physio Extra. Norwood, Purie Street, Marion, Hallicove, Seaford and Victor Harbour. PhysioExtra.com.
Victoria has recorded 6 new local COVID cases, all linked to previously reported cases, but not in quarantine during their infectious periods. Meantime, they're back in lockdown just 9 days since the last one ended. Nine's Christy Sullivan has more.
Victorians can only leave their homes for 5 reasons: essential shopping, 2 hours exercise, care or caregiving, work or education if you can't do it from home, or to get vaccinated. A 5-kilometre travel limit also applies. Retail, schools and gyms are closed, and hospitality returns to takeaway only. Face masks remain mandatory outside the home, both indoors and outdoors. It comes as the state recorded 8 locally acquired coronavirus cases, with the source of 5 of them currently unknown. The stay-at-home measures are expected to last for at least 7 days.
Changes to our border restrictions have been put on hold following Victoria's lockdown. Police Commissioner Grant Stevens has told 5AA Breakfast it's an evolving situation.
We're in a holding pattern. The existing arrangements have stayed in effect. So people who are in Victoria at the moment wanting to come to South Australia have to quarantine for 14 days when they come in.
The Premier of New South Wales is promising a streamlined system to book vaccinations and seek financial support as their COVID crisis deepens. Nine's Clinton Maynard reports.
Despite being told there's an ocean of AstraZeneca available, many people have been frustrated by the cumbersome online booking process for vaccinations. And despite the state government promising to have money flowing quickly for businesses, it's been a similar situation for those applying through the Service New South Wales website. Premier Gladys Berejiklian has promised changes to online portals from today that will speed up the process. Another 400 people have also been hired by Service New South Wales to help. Meanwhile, the Hunter and Upper Hunter are now in their first full day of lockdown. It's feared case numbers in the region will rise today.
113 extra pharmacies across southeast Queensland will start administering the AstraZeneca vaccine from today. It comes as 150,000 extra doses arrive in the state from Canberra to help deal with the Indooroopilly cluster. A man has suffered smoke inhalation from a unit fire at Glenside. The blaze was reported around 10 last night in a complex on Portrush Road. Several people needed to be helped from the building. The cause is under investigation. The founder of Hillsong has vowed to return to Australia to clear his name after being charged for allegedly concealing child sex abuse by his late father. Nine's US correspondent Alison Petrowski reports.
In a statement, Brian Houston says these charges come as a shock to me, given how transparent I've always been about the matter. I vehemently profess my innocence and will defend these charges, and I welcome the opportunity to set the record straight. The charges come after a 2-year investigation by New South Wales Police into allegations that Houston failed to report the alleged abuse of a boy in the 1970s. He will be required to appear at the Downing Centre on October 5. Houston has been based in the United States for several months after being granted an exemption to leave Australia. He's recently hosted various church services in California and in Mexico.
Wildfires are wreaking havoc across parts of Europe. Nine's Carrie-Anne Greenbank reports from London.
8 people have died and thousands have been evacuated from their homes as wildfires continue to rage in parts of Europe. The deaths all occurred in Turkey, where firefighters have been battling blazes for the past week. Coast Guards today evacuating hundreds of people living near a burning power plant. Italy has been hit hard too, along with Greece. Firefighters have described the scenes there as apocalyptic.
And Clint Eastwood is back in a cowboy hat at the age of 91 in the trailer for his new movie. Cry Macho will be released next month. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Who loves South Australia as much as you do? Flurio Milk Company. South Australian and proud of it.
And it's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Adelaide will blood its 8th debutant for the year when Braden Cook lines up in tomorrow night's showdown. Captain Rory Sloane telling Rowie he's got some tricks.
One of the most excited boys at the moment. He's been in ripping form, silky skills.
He has,
he's just going to be a beautiful football that'll help link up our football, I reckon. And from how he's developed from the start of the year to where he is now, he's put an enormous amount of work in.
Riley Philthorpe is also back in the side while Taylor Walker is out as the investigation into an alleged racism slur continues. Meantime, Port Adelaide has brought back Robbie Gray following a knee injury.
An update from Japan, thanks to the new Kia Cerato GT. Get mean.
Well, heartbreak for the Kookaburras in their gold medal match with Belgium going down in a penalty shootout. Belgium's goalie, the hero.
Can Jake Wetton beat Van Ash? He's confronted. And Van Ash delivers again. It was just his night. It was just Belgium's night. A gold medal for the first time in Olympic hockey for the team that has emerged as a dominant force in the game.
Yeah, great call. Audio there, thanks to Channel 7. The Aussies, though, are still 4th on the medal tally with a record equalling 17 gold medals. To cricket, England's Ashes campaign's been dealt a massive blow with paceman Jofra Archer ruled out with an injured elbow. Meantime, rain has plagued much of day 2 of the first test between England and India in Nottingham. The tourists reaching 4 for 125, trailing the home side's first innings by only 58 runs. And in some tennis to finish, John Millman's through to the quarterfinals of the City Open in Washington, following a straight sets win against American Riley Opelka. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
The award-winning team at Dave Potter and now Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW.
At Cuddler got a 2-car smash on Coventry Road and Dalkeith Road. Elizabeth Park, traffic lights playing up Main North Road and Ifold Road. Cuddly Creek got a tree down across part of Gorge Road near Cuddly Creek Road. And Highgate this morning, Urgent Ashfield works there. It's near Fullerton Road just after Crossroad. One lane closed. Going to have a few delays on the driving this morning. Cameras Bartellers Road, Adelaide and Frederick Road at Grange. Out of lockdown but still feeling cramped in bed, 40 Winks is extending their any size sale. Get any size mattress for the price of a single. Ends Sunday. 40 Winks, serious about sleep. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
A shower or two for your Friday with a top of 15, a light shower or two tomorrow 15, Sunday cloudy up to 16. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
You can't go past the IGA Big Deal Sale for great specials right across the store. Like Cadbury or Europe bite-sized bag, 110 to 150 gram selected varieties, $2 each. Better than half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 10. Participating stores only. Excludes Foodland.
If the thought of this as a job drives you crazy, you might want a job like this. Here's Chris from ASIC Careers to tell you how.
Thanks, Rowie. ASIC Careers is growing, and we need more drivers to keep our promise of perfect service. So if you want a career that takes you places, get in touch with ASIC Couriers. Don't send it, ace it.
We keep up to date with the renting legislation, so you don't have to. Hi, Susanna Toop here from Toop and Toop. As COVID-19 continues to impact everyone in our community, what is needed now more than ever is clarity. At Toop and Toop, we've opened up our weekly real estate radio show, so you can get expert advice at any time. Give us a call on 8362 8888 or go to toop.com.au/landlord advice. We're here to support you if you have any questions.
Hey, it's Callum for Edwardstown Mazda with some fantastic news. Edwardstown Mazda is having a huge demo sale. Buying a demo is a great way to get into an almost new Mazda. And believe me, right now there's plenty to choose from at Edwardstown Mazda. So do it. Don't miss your chance to get behind the wheel of your dream Mazda during the Edwardstown Mazda demo sale on right now at 862 South Road. Calling for a test drive or visit edwardstownmazda.com.au. LMVD 207 428.
5AA's Business Lounge with Leith Forrest.
Thank you for joining us. I'm here with Tracy Yean from Green Dispensary. We're here to talk about something I'm not game enough to pronounce. Hello, Tracy.
Thanks, Leith. It's palmitoyl ethanolamide. Let's go with PEA, or P for short.
Thank you for that. What is P?
PEA is a special natural fatty acid our body produces to combat pain and inflammation. Sometimes our body doesn't produce enough, but at Green Dispensary we have a supplement that may assist you with the management of your pain.
So what sort of illnesses have you seen results with?
PEA can help across a broad range of inflammatory or pain conditions that affect bone, soft tissue, muscle or nerve.
And how do our listeners, Tracy, get a hold of P supplements to try?
Just come into a Green Dispensary and ask. We're in Blackwood, Erindale, Stirling and St Peters.
That's Green Dispensary, personalising your health. Blackwood, Erindale, Stirling and St Peters. greendispensary.com.au.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
10 after 8. Hope we raised a lot of money for charity in that last 15 minutes because I've done myself out of the job in the process. So that'll be the next.
Getting used to working with Graham.
That'll be the next charity. It'll be Find Will a Gig.
Who's this bloke?
But that was tremendous. Big thanks to everyone who's donated. We'll get to some of those in a moment. But want to reaffirm that this is the last hour of the Undie Drive. We've got 50 minutes remaining. $70,000 is the marker we want to get to. undiedrive.com.au. Undie Drive. mycause.com.au/Undie Drive. I've only said it 15,000 times over the last 7 days. We want to get to 70,000, and we've got a couple of incentives for you in the last hour. 2 final challenges. One has to do with Ryan Fitzgerald's mate, Clem the boxing coach.
Hey guys, been a big couple of days for your old mate, Clem the boxing coach. I don't know if you heard, but AFL and Jill McGill announced the other day that there'll be no more boxing at AFL clubs.
So poor old Clem's out of work, but what he has committed to do is doing a job for us on the Undie Drive. The highest bidder will get a Clem personalised message. Clem the boxing coach will do a message for you, personalised for you. All you need to do is call Andy and Lucy, 8223 0000 and bid. We'll put the money in the Undie Drive kitty. It'll go to Catherine House in the Hutt Street Centre. We want to get to. We need about we need about another $6,000-7,000 to get there. So that's one of the items. The other thing involves a man who has put it all on the line for the Undie Drive. We couldn't have got to this total without him. Our very own Stephen Rowe, who earlier in the week, his vintage Nord zip-up top blew apart as he jumped off the Henley jetty at 7 a.m. He's back with us this morning with what would be, I think, the iconic challenge of the Undie Drive. What we're committing to do, or what we're committing on behalf of Rowie to do for you.
I'm challenged out. I've done
No. So, mate, you can't fall at the last
your generosity knows no bounds.
Okay.
We figured there could be no more iconic challenge to end the Undie Drive than by involving undies. So what Stephen Rowe will do, if you're happy, Rowie,
Okay.
is for every $50 raised between now and 9 o'clock, you put on another pair of undies.
What? What?
Right?
So you got the fattest walrus on air.
That has nothing to do with it.
Presenter that
No.
could make the biggest fool of himself.
We don't make fat jokes
here.
here.
Oh, it's Rowie. Let's get him to put on 1,000 pair of jocks.
If we could get 1,000 pairs of jocks, I mean, that's a lot of money for Catherine House.
Like a sumo wrestler.
Are they in ascending sizes? Like, do they start with a medium and then they go up to XXXXXX?
Lucy is in the studio and she's currently festooned in jocks. She's
I
got
don't
a
want
big
to sound
pile.
like Neil Craig. I'm not
Lucy?
putting tight ones on.
Bring out the jocks.
Well, I mean, how many jocks do you think you can put on?
I'm a man for a crisis. Well, let's donate.
Let's find out.
Let's donate.
Let's find
Is
out.
this in the Guinness Book of Records?
And I'll start the bid for Clem at $500.
Oh, good on you, mate.
You're starting. So you're in the Clem auction.
I will start the bid for Clem. A message from Clem to my son, the boxing coach of the Crows, for $500.
Done. The bidding starts at $500 for the Clem auction. Clem, the boxing coach, friend of Ryan Fitzgerald, personalised message for you.
Personalised message, and you can edit it however you like for
he'll
him
say
to
whatever.
deliver.
Exactly right. So
You know, the other handy thing, we've got Heather Krull, the Adelaide Fringe artistic director and CEO, about to come on.
Yep.
She's always looking for new acts. I could imagine
This could be
Rowie and the 1,000 pairs of underpants being a headliner in the Spiegel tent at next year's Fringe.
I'd pay to see that.
I would pay good money not to see it.
Oh, really?
Now
Who
he's
comes up with this? I mean, why didn't you put your hand up?
Oh, mate,
He's too busy.
I've already done my bit.
I would have liked to have seen Liam Biner do it.
Well,
with the big Reggie White fronts, jacked up under his arms. I would donate. Well, I'll give you 500 if Leon comes in. I'll take him off from him.
We couldn't get the
load
Leon
him up.
twerking to Nicki Minaj over the line, unfortunately.
Okay.
It was out there for a
So
while.
I'm the only idiot in the station.
No,
ACMA told us
no,
we weren't allowed
certainly
to
not.
do that.
Yeah, that's right. There are regulations. Now, what we don't know is what we can do with. We've had to put an adults-only advisory warning on the FIVEaa Facebook live stream. I don't know if we've told you this yet, Rowie. We've got a special Rowie underpants cam that'll be on the live stream.
Seriously?
So people can watch people watch the live stream, go to Facebook or YouTube, watch it all live. There'll be a little Rowie putting on a pair of jocks for every $50 that comes through live.
You're lucky I love the Hutt Street Centre in Catherine.
Well, this is why we got you in.
And I love you too.
Yeah.
And I love our station.
You got a lot of love.
I'm taking a bullet for the team.
Can I tell you how much love you're going to have to start with?
What?
The good people at Ace at Curry's have put in $500 for the first 10 pairs of jocks you're putting on. Ace at Curry's have already put in $500 for you got 10 jocks. So why don't you go to the little Undie room? We've got a camera ready to go. You get started, and people can watch along over the course of the last hour of the Undie Drive. Every $50.
This is going to be something
Get it
else.
coming in right now. Don't fall over and hurt yourself in the process. Go to buycourse.com.au/Undie Drive. Every $50, Rowie puts on another pair of jocks. 500 from Ace Curry's gets it started. Big thanks to all the people that have donated recently. Daniel put in $250, Lynn $50, Adam $50, Italo donated $100. Mum, while Dad was on, put in $100. Thank you very much for that. Ingrid $50. With Ace at Couriers, we are right now at $63,185 for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. We want to get to that magical 70,000 number.
I reckon we can do it.
You can bid for the personalised Clem video. It's currently at $500 with Rowie's bid. Outbid him, get Clem to make a video for you, the boxing coach. He's one of the... There is no more famous person in social media in this country than Clem, the boxing coach. Get it as a present for someone. You won't regret it. And, of course, it goes to charity. And the other thing is, every $50 donation, Rowie puts on a pair of jocks, and you can watch him right now on UndieCam.
Hey, what about this?
What about live stream?
I just got a text from Bill at Sharman Shelving, the excellent people at Sharman Shelving. They have also chucked in a $500 donation for Rowie to put on another 10 pairs of scruds.
So he's up to 20 pairs.
He's up to 20. Within 90 seconds of having started, Rowie is up to 20 pairs of jocks.
I'm just looking at I'm looking at the live feed right now, and I reckon he's only 4 or 5 pairs in, and it's getting uncomfortable. Is the best way to describe it.
Getting a bit squeezy, isn't it?
And if you've got any young eyes, I'd get them away from the live stream at the moment. Because it's
young eyes. I'm 52 and I can look at it.
I feel deeply uncomfortable.
This is like
I can't look away.
This is like Fringe style performance art.
Exactly right. We'll be talking Fringe. Heather Kroll will join us right after the break.
Rowie's Sport Show.
Make no mistake, Tex is fouled, and I'm going to be bitterly disappointed with him, as we all are, as his teammates are. If it didn't get broken in the media, the AFL does their investigation. That concludes.
4 p.m. weekdays.
All we read is your headlines. He's a racist.
if people do the wrong thing, and I don't know whether he has or not, but at the moment it seems that there is some grain of truth at least, Stephen, they deserve to be exposed.
Rowie's Sports Show on 5AA.
It's time to complete your census. This year you can start as soon as you receive your instructions if you know where you'll be on census night, Tuesday the 10th of August. Visit census.abs.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra.
Finally, you can get back to the Lion. Get back to long lunches with friends, workmates and business partners. And we've got something you'll want to come back to the Lion for. Our dining room special 2-course lunch package with a glass of wine for just $55.
Back to the Lion.
Head to lionhotel.com.au for more information. Get back to the Lion lunch menu filled with all your favourites. Get back to where you belong. The Lion, North Adelaide.
History. We all have it. At Steinborner Automotive, we're proud of our Holden heritage. That's why at Steinborner Automotive, we're here for you. So when it's time to trade in your Holden for a new or quality used car, we have a $1,000 trade-in bonus. That's right, $1,000 trade-in bonus when you purchase any new or demo Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Ford or quality used car. And we have over 350 used cars available. Write the next chapter of your driving history with Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Now, I'm sure think there's one thing we would all like in retirement, and that is to live comfortably and affordably in a welcoming community.
Thanks to our wonderful friends at Southern Cross Care, you can do just that.
Southern Cross Care offers a range of retirement living options at a location and price to suit you. From Nord to North Plympton, all homes are well appointed and all maintenance is taken care of. Plus, you'll have to access a range of services from Southern Cross Care.
You can be part of the Southern Cross Care community right now at the Pines Precinct at North Plympton. There's a delightful one-bedroom unit that costs only $91,500 or a spacious two-bedroom villa with a stunning new kitchen overlooking the garden at just $423,900.
For more info, visit southerncrosscare.com.au or call 1800 852 772.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
20 minutes after 8, I've seen Rowie just come out for a drink or come up for air. He's up to 37 pairs of jocks, which means we've raised 37 times $50 in the last 10 minutes. Every $50 he puts on another. It's all for the Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre as part of the Undie Drive.
We were saying before, Heather Kroll, that this is the kind of thing you expect to see in the Spiegel tent, not so much in the studios at 5AA.
Yeah, it's a fringe show in the making.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I think Rowie might put in for an Australia Council grant for his pioneering work on the...
Deadline's coming up.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Now, Heather, this is actually today's breaking at 8 because I got my hands on this PwC report yesterday looking at the current funding for the Adelaide Fringe and the potential for future growth with a bit more love on behalf of the taxpayer. Some people hear about arts funding and roll their eyes. Yeah. They should read this report because it shows, in terms of bang for your buck, the very modest 2.4 mil that we the people put in to fund the Fringe pays off in spades in terms of the economic activity for the state, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's been fantastic to see it through the eyes of like the way the PwC people who took all our data and looked at it, and it gave us back those figures around the economic return, the jobs generations, and it's really quite a different lens to look at. Everyone thinks of Fringe as like it's a brilliant time, it's a great time to go out and have fun, but actually it's injecting a lot of money into the state. And
so it's 31 million this year, and that's obviously tourists, affected by COVID. Last year it was 40 million, so we're talking about 40 million a year.
That's it.
The thing that really interests me, the report in layman's terms is almost saying that the Fringe is sort of Adelaide's own little secret, though, and that we need to rev it up even more, which is why you want the extra 2 mil.
Our biggest potential is in the growth from attracting more visitors who don't yet know about Fringe. And most people in South Australia know about Fringe, but there's still a lot of people interstate that don't. And we need to get those people over here during February, March, spending more money. I speak to restaurant owners and other businesses all the time who say that the Fringe is their best month of the year.
Yeah.
And they just want to have, they want to see it grow and grow. And we were on a massive
growth trajectory for the last. We went from 400,000 ticket sale growth to 800,000 in 5 years.
Yeah.
But obviously, pandemic really dented our momentum, and so for us to bounce back now, that's what PwC have had a look at how what their modelling is telling us with an extra 2 million. We get 2.4 million at the moment, and that's actually comparatively quite low for like events. Cost a lot, and events need a lot of money. But we're actually, giving a brilliant return on investment. We're getting a comparatively low amount, and their suggestion is that 2 million will take us up to a huge return of 160 million back to the state per year.
And as the world hopefully returns to normal, the idea of having some sort of promotional drive to bubble countries like New Zealand next year and then Europe the year after that, it's a fantastic report, and we'll do more work on it because obviously in the event space there's a big debate going on about this at the moment. But for now, thanks so much for coming in today, Heather, and we'll stay in touch on all of this stuff.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good on you.
24 minutes after 8, let's turn our attention to footy. It is a showdown weekend coming up, one we weren't sure we were going to get. Get a Puritap from $49 up front on a payment plan. T's and C's at puritap.com.au. Hamish Hartlett, good morning to you.
Hey fellas, how you going?
Good, mate. Hey, do you still get us fired up in a showdown week as you did at the start of your career?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Whenever we speak to supporters and fans, they pretty much say we don't care how the rest of the year pans out, so long as you beat the Crows. And I think that's almost the mentality that we carry as well.
I got to say, mate. This would be one for the ages if you guys don't win, and I know you have to stick to the old footy cliche about, anything can happen in showdowns and 1 week at a time, but I don't think you've probably come across the Crows that they're any more unsettled than they would be right now.
Yeah, clearly, what's happened this week over at West Lakes has probably disrupted things a little bit, and, I feel like from our point of view, we're really coming into some pretty good form at the right time of the year. We're starting to get some of our very best cattle back on the park. Robbie's obviously going to play this weekend as well, which will be really beneficial for us. So it is a good time to try and strike them. Having said that, they have been a couple of pretty good teams this year as well. So you can never undersell your opposition, but we'll be pretty confident in the way we're doing things and going into this weekend.
Look at your team, and you're right. You look at some of the names of people that have had nagging injury issues all year: Gray, Dersma, Butters, Rosie, Fantasia. It's nice to see all these blokes out there on the park all of a sudden heading into this weekend. And it's probably been a really frustrating year around the club where at least early going, you couldn't get a good run of it injury-wise, and it was tough to get into that top four where you expect to be. Is the mood suddenly, or are you starting to get a sense that maybe this could be our year?
Oh, look, yeah, potentially. Yeah, we have had a lot of frustration with injury this year, and clubs always do. I'm sure it's the same across the board. I think we've had something like 14 or 15 in-season surgeries, which is just absolutely unheard of. Usually at the end of the year, you might have sort of half a dozen guys that go under the knife for various reasons, but to have 14 or 15 in-season operations is just unbelievable. So to be positioned where we are at this time of year, given all that's happened on the injury front, we are really, really happy. And you mentioned some of those players, Butters, Rosie, Dersma. Those guys start to hit their straps, and all of a sudden we kick bigger scores. I think there was a period throughout the middle of the season where we're kicking sort of 70 and 80 points and winning, but not really convincingly. But as soon as we get those guys back on the park, our scoring power certainly improves, and we can kick bigger scores and hopefully win games by bigger margins as well.
Where's your knee at the moment?
Yeah, so I literally this time yesterday morning I was in at Sportsman Hospital having a clean out. And I've walked out and it actually feels better than what it did when I walked in.
Wow.
And that's pretty much 24 hours post-op. So I had this incident of training last week over in Melbourne where Xavier Dersma sort of collided onto the inside of my knee, just doing some ground ball stuff after training, and felt pretty immediate pain and a bit of a pinching feeling in the side of my knee, and I had this clicking for about a week. Up until yesterday morning, every time I took a step, my knee would start clicking, and that was feeling a bit uncomfortable. So we just had that tidied up, and that clicking sensation disappeared, and I'm sort of walking around pretty normally already, which is good.
We're getting towards the silly season part of the year, Hamish. There's a little bit of a Hamish Hartlett Gold Coast murmur doing the rounds. Any truth in that?
Look, at my age and in the position that I'm in at the moment, I don't have a contract at full for next year. Obviously, I'd love to stay at the club. I'm a loyal person. I love everything about this football club, but I also understand that it is business and it is an industry that we work in that is a high-performance industry, and my year this year hasn't been great, and it hasn't gone the way I'd like it to, but I'm going to have to certainly assess all the options come the end of the year, and if there are other clubs that are interested and Port aren't, then certainly there's some conversations to be had there. But as I mentioned, I want to stay here in Adelaide, and that's the club that I love. So we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah,
Good.
totally.
Hamish,
the
good
way
to-
of the world these days.
Oh, that's
with
right.
footy.
That's right.
It's just
Absolutely.
reality.
Good on you, mate. Good to speak to you, and hopefully the knee continues to progress. It sounds positive at this point.
Yep, good on you, boys, and up the mighty power this weekend.
Get a Puritap from $49 up front on a payment plan. T's and C's at puritap.com.au. I've seen something really disturbing on the live stream.
I've seen something I'm never going to be able to unsee.
Rowie's, we're up to $65,555. You can bid for the Clem personalised video, Clem the boxing coach, Ryan Fitzgerald's friend. That's sitting at $500. That's the top bid. Rowie actually made it. Rowie's putting on a pair of jocks to round out the Undie drive for every $50 donated. We're up to $65,555. Rowie's put on 50 pairs of undies so far, and what he's had to do to accommodate and create a bit more space is take his pants off. So, I mean, if you're happy to be shocked, jump on the live stream. We've got Rowie Undie Cam going on in the background at the moment. Telstra Store have tipped in $1,000.
We're going to get to 70. Come on.
Is that 20? That's 20 pairs of
Rose.
20 pairs of jocks. Oh, my goodness. 5AA News time.
He's
The
gonna
Undie
start
drive
putting
has
them on his head.
30 minutes left, and we've got a few $1,000s to get to that magical $70,000 mark. It's coming up.
At Coles, we're helping lower the cost of your weekly shop with great fresh offers, like juicy in-season Aussie navel oranges, just $2 a kilo. Helping lower the cost of your weekly shop. Coles, value the Australian way. Offer ends Thursday.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
A shower or two and a top of 15 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Mel Usher.
Looking for the perfect winter exercise? Physio Extra offers clinical Pilates at 6 locations. physioextra.com.
As Victoria heads into its first full day of lockdown 6, more COVID cases have been announced. Nine's Isabella Stokowski reports from Melbourne.
6 new cases in Victoria today, all linked to known outbreaks, but all in the community while infectious. 2 we knew of yesterday, relatives of the Altaqua College teacher and from a different household. 1 is a Year 6 student from Heathdale Christian College in Werribee. Another is reportedly a cleaner who worked at the Epworth Medical Centre in Richmond. All this as there are fears an illegal household gathering sparked this outbreak in the first place, and 6.5 million Victorians into lockdown 6, day 187 of harsh restrictions.
Queensland is hopeful their lockdown in the state's southeast will lift on Sunday. 16 cases were recorded yesterday linked to the Indooroopilly cluster. Most were in quarantine for their entire infectious period. SA authorities are keeping a close eye on what's happening over the border. Police Commissioner Grant Stevens has told 5AA Breakfast it's too hard to speculate about when restrictions will be eased here.
It is on the agenda for the Transition Committee every meeting for active consideration about whether we can actually open things up even more. And in South Australia at the moment, we're doing really well. We're right on top of this Modbury cluster, but we just need to see what's happened in Victoria. It was just days ago they were celebrating 0 cases for a day, and now they're back in lockdown.
Vaccine mandates in France have been upheld by the country's highest court. More from Nine's Europe correspondent Carrie-Anne Greenbank.
France's constitutional court has broadly backed President Emmanuel Macron's new COVID rules that require proof of vaccination or a negative test for access to activities including eating out and travel. From Monday, people will need to show their vaccine passport, called a health pass, for access to cafes, restaurants, some trains and planes. The government's plan has sparked sparked mass protests, critics accusing the president of running a health dictatorship.
In the US, CNN has fired 3 employees for coming to the office unvaccinated. The cable news channel has mandated that all employees working in its offices or in the field be fully inoculated. Several people were rescued from a burning unit at Glenside late last night. The blaze on Portrush Road sparked around 10 p.m. A 50-year-old man was taken to hospital with smoke inhalation. Senior Constable Rebecca Stokes says investigations are continuing.
The fire caused significant damage to one unit, and several of the other adjoining units were also affected by smoke damage. The cause of the fire has not yet been determined, and fire cause investigators and CIB detectives are at the scene.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
3 words make a big difference to our local dairy farmers. Flurio Milk Company. In your supermarket now.
With everything footy, it's over to Tom Wren.
Thank you, Mel. Yeah, let's start there. Port Adelaide Deputy Vice Captain Hamish Hartlett has conceded there could be a chance he might be heading to Gold Coast next season. The out-of-contract veteran has struggled for much of the season with injury and form, telling David and Will there's still a lot to play out.
There are other clubs that are interested and Port aren't, then certainly there's some conversations to be had there. But yeah, as I mentioned, I want to stay here in Adelaide and at the club that I love, so we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah. Let's go to Japan now, and Ash Bologna has become the first Australian to win an athletics medal in Tokyo, claiming bronze in the decathlon. Meantime, diver Melissa Wu is celebrating winning bronze in the women's 10-metre platform at her 4th Olympics. She says it's special to pick up another medal 13 years after winning silver in Beijing.
Yeah, I've been around for a while now, but it's been a long journey, a lot of ups and downs, but totally worth it.
Yeah, great stuff. Barcelona has announced Lionel Messi will leave the club due to financial obstacles. And a blow for England's Ashes hopes. Fast bowler Jofra Archer ruled out of the Australian tour with an elbow stress fracture. And in some golf to finish, American Harris English holds a 2-shot lead after the opening round of the St Jude Invitational in Memphis, with Aussie Mark Leishman only 3 shots back. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW, is opening soon. Visit glenelgbmw.com.au.
A couple of burst water mains to look out for this morning. One at Collinswood, that's on North East Road near Galway Avenue. Got 2 lanes closed outbound, causing delays. Another on a Prospect this morning, Churchill Road in between Regency Road and Torrens Road. Highgate, urgent asphalt works there. Fullerton Road just after Cross Road, 1 lane closed. It's going to be slow going through there this morning. And look out for cameras, Barnes Road, Glynde, George Street, Norwood and Marlborough Street at Fulham Gardens. Right now at Pet Barn, advanced 13 to 15 kilo dry dog food is on offer at $99. Conditions apply. Ends August 16th. Pet Barn. Life's a treat. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Head to Foodland, Drake's or IGA for Nutrimate, a new dog roll loaded with healthy nutrients.
A shower or 2 for your Friday with a top of 15. A light shower or 2 tomorrow, 15. Sunday cloudy and 16. Right now it's 12 degrees. More news as it happens on 5AA.
No one wants to spend their weekend in emergency. So if you hurt yourself on a Saturday or Sunday, Dr. Greg Keane says come and see SportsMed instead.
The doctors at our weekend injury clinic can treat any sporting or orthopaedic injuries right away. You won't have to wait all afternoon.
And a standard consult costs less than a private hospital emergency department, right?
Much less.
World-class care without the wait. SportsMed.
Start living life again after your injury.
sportsmed.com.au.
Now, for years, the FIVEaa family has been forging connections with premium winemakers, brewers and distillers from across the country and increasingly right here in SA in our own backyard.
Brand & Sons is a boutique wine producer based in Coonawarra. They've been producing small batch wines that highlight the magnificent flavours of the Coonawarra.
You know you can't get bad wine from the Coonawarra.
Impossible.
Brands is excellent. The Brand & Sons Untold range, it tells some of the lesser-known but important stories from the region, and every wine in the Untold range has at least 1 gold medal and at least a 95 above point score review out of 100.
Unbelievable. And right now, as an exclusive to FIVEaa, you can try the Shiraz Cabernet, Shiraz Malbec, the Cab Franc, all on special for just $19.90.
That's right. Whatever you fancy, you'll find it at FIVEaa. FIVEaa, your local independent SA family liquor stores.
It's 23 minutes to 9. The Undie drive is was spiralling out of control and into a very exciting stratosphere in terms of the headline number. once you include the highest bid for Clem, which is right now Stephen Rowe, he's come in, he's been part of the Undie Drive in a very literal way right now, but he's with his $500 involved. The tally's $66,105. We want to get another $3,895 to get to that $70,000 mark. And there's still a couple of things up for grabs. Stephen Rowe is putting on one pair of underpants for every $50 we raised up until 9 o'clock. He's out in the room. You can watch him live on the live stream if that's your thing. And for some people it is. No judgment here. Now, the other thing, of course, we've got the Clem personalised video that you can bid for. We'll speak with Ryan Fitzgerald in just a moment. But let's cross out to the Undie room, where right now Stephen Rowe has 52 pairs of jocks on. How are you holding up out
This is
there?
radio history. No radio program in the world has ever crossed live to the Undie room.
Okay, I'm in the Undie room, and yes, it's getting very tight in here. I've already had shrinkage ×1 jumping off the jetty. This is next level. This is no lies. You just heard the click. My wife's just sent a text, and if you're on the live stream, you can see this. Stephen, do you not have any pride? WTF. What's that? Because I'm not into that lingo. But I said, love, this is for Hutt Street Centre and Catherine House. So I will put every pair of undies on for every $50, but I'm going to have to take them off because I have honestly got no feeling in my toes. But I'll start wrapping them around my head and my arms.
You can put them on any part of your body.
Any part of my body.
So have you reached just down in the sort of under gusset area, Rowie? Have you maxed out? Is it? Oh, you can't take any more.
Oh, let me tell you, here there is no feeling. And I'm 56. There probably hasn't been for some years, but let's not go there. This is PG. Hey, and just to answer my wife, if you're listening on the live stream, love, the answer is no, I don't have any pride.
No.
Clearly.
What about the side angle, though?
What you've got is a lot of love for charity. And I'm just trying to do the math. If we can get $4,000 worth of
Penberthy, how's this run?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Our producer wants me to keep promoting the live stream, but in good conscience, I'm not sure I can do that. Hey, hold the line there, Rowie.
It looks like Alan in The Hangover.
Ryan Fitzgerald's been... Oh, gee.
Yeah, it does. Get me one of those baby things and chuck a little 6-month in there.
Oh, don't. We're already dangerously close to being taken off the air.
Okay.
Ryan Fitzgerald's listening in all this. Trust House Inspect Australia, the most qualified team in Australia for house inspection. Search House Inspect Australia. Fitzy, welcome to the Undie Drives. Final 25 minutes.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about taking the kids camping up at Kaipo Forest at the end of the year, so I might grab one of those pairs of undies for a tent.
It looks like at least a 3-man, that one.
How is your front patio at the moment? It is unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've always had a bullnose veranda over the tool shed, but this is next level. Hey, can I just break in here quickly with late breaking news?
Yeah.
Taylor Walker's got an AFL sanction of 6 weeks.
So the rest of this season, first 3 of next year.
6 weeks, AFL sanction.
What? Okay, so that's an AFL sanction. Do you think the club will then also do something as well, Rowie, or that's a part of it?
I don't know, but Fitzy, I feel sick with this whole story from every aspect, for Taylor's aspect, for vilification, for our First Nations people. I honestly feel sick.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's I think it was the right thing to do by the club, though, obviously, and it needs to be called out. But yeah, that's massive.
He's
obviously, he'll talk today, won't he?
Well, that's not clear yet. He's also donated $20,000 to an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander program. He has apologised to Robbie Young as well and the North Adelaide playing group. He needs to address his own teammates now. That seems to be the process from here. Yeah. Rowie, we'll let you get back to raising money, mate.
Oh, gee, thanks. Yeah. Woohoo.
Thank you.
Good on you, Rowie.
Hey, how about Clem? We need a bigger bid than $500 for
That's
the Clem.
Well, we'll speak to Fitzy about that, because you might not be aware of this, Fitzy. Rowie's currently got the winning bid on the Clem personalised video. The bidding is at $500.
Who would it be for, Rowie?
Probably James, just to clip him into line. But I'm sure there's a beautiful company out there, maybe a North Point Toyota or someone that is a good sponsor of our station, that can top that bid and get a personalised Clem message to their sales team.
You'd buy a car from Clem.
Oh!
Wouldn't you?
Would you not?
I mean,
get your dogs up.
Why haven't they thought of it already? Is my question.
Well, if you don't buy the car, the thing is though, you're probably waking up in hospital. So
Clem will sort you out.
Yeah, he's a great motivational speech. If you are a business out there, Clem would love to send a motivational video to your company, and you can play it to all your employees. So get involved.
What a
I'm just
great idea.
donating now. Is it going up, boys? Are you closer to 70,000? This is a great effort.
$200 we just got in from Brett, which is 4 more pairs of undies for Stephen Rowe's body somewhere.
We've cracked through 66. I think we are sitting on about $66,305 at the moment.
Somewhere around that, yep.
I'm going there as we speak and donating some money as well here, boys. You're doing a great job. This is a great idea.
66,405 at the moment, and that Clem bidding goes through till 9 o'clock. You've got $500 to beat to do it, or as we say, every $50, and Rowie will continue to put on jocks and get disparaging texts from his wife.
We're going to get your tips as well, Fitzy, if we can. We'll rattle through it to the extent that we actually care about football anymore. Geelong v the Giants tonight.
Giants have got too many injuries, way too many injuries, so Geelong will win that easy.
Carlton Suns.
I'm going to go the Blues. The Suns were really off last week, so Carlton will win that one.
Tigers Kangaroos.
Tigers will win that one. They'll bounce back.
Showdown.
Yeah. Not having Tex in the side is going to be really tough for Adelaide. Good luck to Cookie as well, who plays his debut game, South Adelaide boy. But yeah, I'm going to go Port Adelaide to win that game.
Crows paying $7 to win. Gamble responsibly. St Kilda v the Swans.
I'm going to go Swannies to win that game.
Hawks Pies.
This is going to be a great game, actually. And very interesting to see where Adelaide finishes on the ladder as well. But I think Hawthorn will win that game.
Dogs Essendon.
Dogs will win that game convincingly.
Freo Brisbane.
Where is that one at?
That's Optus over in Perth, mate.
If it's Optus, I'm going Fremantle.
Yeah, Brisbane have been a bit of a slump.
They've been off the boil, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. And finally, the Weagles and the Demons, also in Perth.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Demons because, the Eagles are really struggling as well.
Good stuff, mate.
Good on you, boys. Doing a great job. I'm donating right now. Everybody get involved.
Hey, thank Clem for us.
Yeah, thank Clem.
Yeah. I will. I'll get on to Clem. Good on you, lads. Have a good one.
Good on you, Fitzy.
66,805.
Come on, let's get to 7,000. Trust House Inspect Australia, the most qualified team in Australia for house inspection. Search House Inspect Australia. So what do we need? $3,200 basically.
Peter just donated $200. That's 4 more pairs for Rowie.
4 more pairs for Rowie. We need another 3,200. Let's get to 70,000 for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. Rowie is out there putting on as many jocks as is. Well, I think he's gone beyond what's humanly possible. He's in uncharted territory now.
He's close to triple figures.
Right now, the FIVEaa Facebook live feed comment section reads like a reaction video to something horrific on YouTube. People are sort of recoiling in horror, yet unable to look away. Yeah. That seems to be the best sort of summation of what's going on there.
It is like, if anyone's ever been to Mona, they've got one of those installation videos. This is the Museum of...
it is like a Mona exhibition.
Yeah. It's like that
Charity
thing by Paul McCarthy, the painter. Did you watch that bizarre video when you were down there? This is dead set like performance. I know Heather Crowell is genuinely interested.
I think so.
I think
it's a headline.
Her people are going to talk to Rowie's people.
If they get that extra bit of government donation, this could be what they bring to the Fringe.
100%.
They just need the money to buy the. They need the money to buy all the jocks. Fitzy's donated $500. Good on you, Fitzy, you legend. That's
Thanks, Fitzy.
10 more pairs of jocks for Rowie. How many jocks? We need a jock count total. In just a moment. Seriously, blood is going to cut off to Rowie's head. Do we have a paramedic out there that's going to be able to resuscitate him in the event that things go pear-shaped? 63 pairs of jocks. The best part about watching the live stream is you can see Leon Biner walk past or Tom Rannon. You know, people that are actually trying to do their jobs today.
You can see members of the HR department walking past going... How did this even get sign off?
Yeah, this might not ever happen again, folks.
This is a modern workplace.
Yeah.
Why is there a grown man wearing 97 pairs of underpants over there?
Well, I mean, it's sort of frowned upon in this day.
You do your job, we'll do ours.
That's right. Hey, we're raising money for charity. Butt out.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's check traffic. Thanks to the award-winning team at Dave Potter, who are now Glenelg BMW, Adelaide's newest home for BMW.
Couple of burst water mains to look out for this morning. One at Collinswood, North East Road near Galway Avenue. 2 lanes closed outbound, causing a few headaches this morning. Avoid it if you can. Another one at Prospect, Churchill Road in between Regency Road and Torrens Road. Highgate, urgent asphalt works there this morning. Fullerton Road just after Cross Road. 1 lane closed, going to cause a few delays this morning. And cameras on the drive-in. Barnes Road, Glynde, George Street, Norwood and Marlborough Street at Fulham Gardens. It's time to complete your census. You can do it online, by paper or with assistance. Visit census.abs.gov.au, authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
During winter, your immune system is important to help fight colds and flu. So try Arbor Vitae supplements to help support the health and function of your immune system. Arbor Vitae comprises potent natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant ingredients that can support and offer relief to a range of ailments. Arbor Vitae supplements may also help maintain healthy blood glucose and cholesterol and support cognitive function, eye health and immune function. Arbor Vitae can be bought over the counter at chemists and health food stores all across South Australia. For the list of stockists, visit arborvitae.com.au. That's ARBORVITAE.com.au. Follow the directions for use. This medicine may not be right for you. Read the label before purchase. If symptoms persist, talk to your health professional. You can call and order on 1300 879 863 or check out the Facebook page and see firsthand what people have to say about the benefits of Arbor Vitae.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
This is staggering. Last year there was 2.9 billion targeted attacks on home networks as we share more of our life online through social media, online banking and shopping, emails and browsing. It's more important than ever to be security conscious. All smart devices have computer capabilities which can bring data into our homes, but any device that can carry data into our home can also carry data out. Trend Micro Device Security Ultimate will work on gaming consoles, smart TVs, phones or any other device that connects to your home network. Call into Harvey Norman and ask for Richard's Special and a massive saving on the Trend Ultimate Device Bundle, plus a year's subscription for just $129.
Check out these great offers at 5AA.com.au. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
At Swan Security, we've been keeping Australian homes safe for over 30 years. Our new Extreme Wireless cameras combine easy setup with extremely long rechargeable battery life up to 6 months. With HD video, two-way talk, mobile alerts, free recording and more, all controllable on the Swan Security app. The Extreme is now available from leading electronics retailers and swan.com. So turn your home sweet home into a home safe home with Swan Security.
Now, here we go. Tomorrow, only one more sleep at Super Saturday at your local cheapest chips, so you know what that means. Loads of awesome goodies and amazing value.
Now, it means you can be thoughtful too. Like, what about your pets?
Yeah, exactly.
They feel the cold, so keep your pet cosy with 30% off all pet clothing.
And get them toilet trained. You can also pick up a 30-pack, what's more, of puppy training pads for just $6. That's a bargain.
It certainly is. How about a Clevenger smart coffee table, which you can charge your devices wirelessly. It also features a wireless speaker. That is an absolute steal at $99.
It's really just totally turned the whole world of tables on its head as well. Too cold outside to exercise? Well, no worries. Do it inside with an exercise bike for just $79.
There's plenty more Super Saturday deals. Just check the back page of this week's Cheap as Chips catalogue or check them out for yourself at your local Cheap as Chips store tomorrow.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. Weeknights at 5, nightly at 6. 9 News.
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
There's nothing left, all gone.
9 minutes to 9. He's now gotten to a point, Stephen Rowe, where there are no jocks that are going on above the knee.
No.
So they're now on all other parts of the body, and I don't know, he looks like he's working for an ad for a rug emporium.
The last pair he put on, I think they're sold under the brand name Clive Palmer Specials. I think they were XXXXXL. He started with the Ls, moved up to the XLs, got into the double XLs. But he's had to tap out downstairs. So now he's He looks like a sort of demented scarecrow. He's festooned with undies on the arms.
We're at $67,500. Come on, $2,500 more in the next 8 minutes will get us to $70,000 raised for Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre. Gareth just put in $100, so it's $67,600. Rowie currently has 65 pairs of jocks on his person. Rowie, it must be getting hot out there.
Just clicked over to 67. For those of you of my vintage, I've just done my third DK Lily. So that's the index finger on a 45-degree angle across the brow, and you just flick it straight towards the screen. I've done a couple of those. My shirt's starting to ride up. My belly button is exposed. So it's rated now PG on the Facebook. To my lovely wife, switch off, go to work. And to my kids, I am so sorry. I have no words. I clearly have no pride. And on behalf of Catherine House and Hutt Street Centre, I think I should be a life member.
I think so.
Have I taken a bloody bullet for the team?
Yeah, you're the MVP of the Undie Drive.
Pimbo, just look out the screen and have a look at me. What a twit, D-head, knob nut, you name it. All for charity.
You're doing a wonderful job.
You should take a bow, even though quite clearly you can't bend over at the moment.
No, actually, in fact, we got a text from our general manager here, Katie Bridges, who said, and I think she's being deadly serious, can you please tell Rowie not to bend over right in front of the camera?
No, I know. Well, I tell you what happened. I actually did. You know when a horse runs over the line and it froths up at the rear end underneath its tail and there's foam that comes up? I've got that coming up the back. Just call me Farlap.
Hey, Rowie, you got to get back to work because Breton just chipped in $500. That's 10 more pairs.
Well, I will, but hang on. What about Clem? Surely we can get another bid for the Clem. Can we? Why don't you play it again? This is what you can get.
Yep. Here's Clem. You get a personalised message from Clem, the boxing coach, if you can beat the current top bid of $500.
Hey guys, been a big couple of days for your old mate Clem, the boxing coach. I don't know if you heard, but AFL and Jill McGill announced the other day that there'll be no more boxing at AFL clubs.
Give Clem some work. Beat the $500 bid for the Undie Drive, and Clem will give you a personalised message for you, your business, your family, whoever it might well be.
We are tantalisingly close.
It's getting exciting now.
68,250 with pledges from Peter, 50, Mary, 100. Peter, Mary. Is there a Paul out there? Peter, Paul and Mary? Come on.
What we might do, it's 5 to 9. Let's get this fine lad break out the way, and we'll call it to 70,000. We'll call it through to 9 o'clock. We'll be back with the last couple of minutes of the Undie Drive right after this.
How do you make the experience of buying a new Mazda even better? You choose Mawson Lakes Mazda and get your perfect pick. Mawson Lakes Mazda has a huge range in stock right now, so you can get the perfect model and the perfect colour. And will you get a good deal at Mawson Lakes Mazda too? Come in and see their demo deal clearance prices. All the models, all the colours. The only limit is time. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
Arbor Vitae health supplements are now available at leading chemists and health food stores nationwide. Ask for Arbor Vitae at your favourite pharmacy.
Arbor Vitae.
Great deals on Intel-powered laptops now at Harvey Norman. Upgrade your portable workstation with the Acer Swift 3X, now $798, save $400. Save $200 on the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim laptop, built for entertaining and powered by an Intel Core i5 processor, now $898. Need performance and long-lasting battery? Save $500 on the Acer Swift 5, designed on Intel Evo platform. These deals on Intel-powered laptops plus more, now at Harvey Norman.
Now, well, there's nothing like a good steak dinner. We were only talking about this yesterday. You went through a bit of a blue phase, but now you're a rare guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm what the chef's recommendation guy.
Chef's recommendation, okay.
Yeah, I trust the professionals now.
Yeah, I'm rare. Go for the rare generally. Well, look, if steaks and going into the weekend, how nice is the idea of just firing up the barbie or firing up the grill pan at home? Go to Meat at the Mount. They are sensational. They're bringing butcher's choice meats to your door for you to cook your way.
They've got the prime Black Angus finished for 100 days, marbled for juicy, tender flavour.
And look, for Father's Day, how's this? They've got a gift box going on sale next week, and it is going to knock Dad's socks off.
To guarantee a great night in, they've got Dad's wine pairings covered, Scotch fillet, SA olive oil, a rack of lamb and more. You can just about hear it sizzling on the grill. And look, maybe your dad will even be nice enough to share some with you.
Or get some steak for yourself too. Pre-order it from meatatthemount.com.au from August the 9th for delivery the weekend of Father's Day.
At Coles, we're helping lower the cost of your weekly shop with Coles Bomb Liquid Breakfast 3-pack and the Oral-B Pro 800 electric toothbrush, both half price. Coles, value the Australian way. Offer ends Tuesday.
That doesn't include...
Say hello confidence in the new Tiguan, now available at Solitaire Volkswagen. Visit solitairevolkswagen.com.au. You're listening to 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
2 minutes to 9. We're at $68,870. Sharon's chipped in $500. Elizabeth $250. Deb from Rick's Minibus hire $100. Alyssa with $20. Dennis $200, 68,870, which is what's that, David? $1,130 away from 70.
Yes.
It's so bad doing radio math live on the radio. We got 2 minutes. We've got Stephen Rowe out there with I don't know how many pairs of jocks he's currently out.
He's got them on his head.
It's a lot. He's trying to text right now. If you're watching on the 5AA Facebook live feed, with jocks all over him. It looks uncomfortable. As we said, he's the MVP of the Undie Drive. Have you got any more pair? Is there anywhere left on your body that can fit jocks, Rowie?
79 pair. So in all seriousness, thank you to all those people that have pledged. We just had a lovely listener donate 200. So out comes Lucy. Una, deux, trois, cuatros. And I reckon one more pair XXXXL and I will just topple straight over.
Yeah.
I'll
just start throwing them on. We'll bury you
when
under
you
the
hear one of
undies
these,
at this point.
bang, row down.
Mic drop.
Row down.
Row down.
We're at 1,080 to go. We're at 1 minute to go. We're $1,080 away. We are, you know what? When we started out doing the Undie Drive, we were thinking, be nice to get
20 grand.
10, 20 grand.
Yeah, yeah.
We're at nearly
amazing.
we're at $69,000 right now on Friday.
We can't thank people enough for their generosity.
Honestly,
businesses, private individuals. You know, the listener who put in $5 to spare me the horror of reading out that stat deck. It's been terrific, and whether people have got means or on limited incomes. So many people.
We've lost Rowe. We've lost. Can someone check on Rowie? He's collapsed. He's collapsed under the sheer weight of underpants. Lucy's gone out to inspect. I think Lucy's going to be able to fill out 700 HR forms after this experience, I would have thought.
There's going to be a full-blown investigation.
Roger and Teresa have put in $50 as well. Thank you for that, for all the late money.
Oh, I've got to take them off because my blood supply, look how white my toes are.
I think, Rowie... Hey,
the good news is the live stream stops when the show stops, folks, so you won't see Rowie taking them off.
Rowie's taking them off now. Big thanks to everyone who was part of the Undie Drive. In all honesty, it's been overwhelming. Kathleen House and the Hutt Street Centre are wonderful charities, and there was a real fear at the start of this that we weren't going to be able to do it, that COVID was going to get in the way. What we had planned wasn't able to happen, and so this has just been something that's been invented on the fly. And people have bought in, and we were indebted to the great people of South Australia for making this a far bigger success than anyone could have possibly imagined. So thank you. Thanks to our production team and people that have put in a lot of extra hours and work. And, of course, Stephen Rowe's put his body on the line and destroyed multiple pieces of clothing in the process. But everyone who's been a part of it, we thank you. And Kathleen House and the Hutt Street Centre thanks you. And big thanks to Edwardstown Mazda too for helping out. The donation's still coming in. Fire and Flood Restoration.
$400. Big thanks to them.
Big thanks to them for fireworks as well. Leon Biner is coming up. Thanks again. We're overwhelmed. We'll
give you the final tally on Monday as well, because there are donations still coming in. We're right edging on the cusp of 70 grand.
It's a bit like AFL Trade Week where they ring the buzzer, but if you're in the lineup, the trade can still go through.
We're still taking calls.
Exactly right. Big thanks to everyone. We'll see you Monday from 6.
Well done, SA.
Online, on DAB,